During the intro, I'm the streamer, Sinkat Dab. Sinkat loves Sinkat clean. Sinkat loves Sinkat loves Sinkat love.
right to jail right away.
Cute otter.
Hello everybody, hi, welcome back. How is everybody doing? What the heck? There's so many subs so early. What the heck? Hi. Sepher, Chase the Otter, welcome. Welcome new chatter, hello. Just chatting can go all the places. It's true. We can to go some places. Strawberry Delight, hello, welcome. Rosillo, hi. I saw Lysic and Tyroy in there as well. By the way, speaking of Tyroy, thank you for the 11 months in the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Damien, thank you for the 13 months with your Prime, the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Jake, thank you for freaking 1 whole year in the Clam Club VIP Lounge at tier 3. Tier freaking 3. Oh my god, there's so many of you. I've got to scroll up. Techie, thank you for the 19 months in the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Freaking Kirby Master, thank you for the 18 months in the Clam Club
baby,
VIP
a triple,
Lounge.
half years. Also, do hydrate.
And to all of you, welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge. The Wi-Fi is always clean. Thank you so much for that immediate hype train. I haven't even done anything yet. We just got here. I am a cute dragon right now. I still haven't fixed my my expressions yet. Wait, are my ears? Okay, no, my ears do work. Okay, good. I was like, oh no. I'm glowy today? Yeah, we're out in the stars today. I figured I'd change it up. Usually we're here at sunset or whatever. I decided today we would hang out under the stars a little. I was feeling a little bit like the nighttime vibes, you know what I mean? Thought we'd do the nighttime vibes today. You still never get why VR stuff is so dark? Is it dark? The stream shouldn't be dark. It should be pretty decent light. I mean, I can get into a more well-lit area if you guys don't like the dark vibes. I kind of like the glowy because then you guys can see my glowy claws and my glowy back. It's nighttime. Yeah, it's a little darker, but if it bothers people, I can always go to the daytime or go somewhere more lit. Hi, Chase. Hi, welcome in. It looks fine to you? Okay, good. You don't know how you have the energy to stream after working? I don't know. I like streaming. Like, it's not a job to me. It's just fun, right? So, for me, I like to I can hang out with you guys. I get to play video games. So like the way that like most people go home and just like hang out and play video games, that's how I feel most of the time. There are days where I do feel too exhausted to talk or like whatever for a few hours, but yeah. The music is definitely overpowering my voice today. Are you for sure? Because on my end, it looks like my voice is hella overpowering the music. I don't see anything suggesting that it's loud. Unless it's just that it's faded out. I'll keep an eye on it for the next song. Lots of things you like to do, but you don't have the energy to do it. You can't even play games on work days because you're too tired. So, actually, funny story about that. You can't even hear the music? Yeah, well, the music kind of paused and restarted just now. It should be up now. But it is a little quiet, I think. It was a touch loud in the middle of the song. It looks okay to me, but it actually, in fact, looks pretty quiet right now. Like, this seems not loud. This seems not loud. Thank you, Strawberry. I appreciate that. So funny story about me starting to stream. Part of the reason I started streaming in general was because like I wanted to play video games more often and I could never find the motivation to actually finish my games or continue to play them. So I had trouble like actually going in and playing the games at all. Maybe I read the thing wrong. Music is definitely overpowering your voice. No, I think I read that right. Maybe it's backwards, I'm not sure. So like part of why I wanted to start streaming was like, I was like, well, I want to play games, but like I never can convince myself to. So I never like, I never had a reason to. So I would only play games that took like the minimum amount of effort to get into or whatever. So I would like just screw around doing quests on World of Warcraft or whatever. And it was like so not productive. I never finished any of the games I wanted to play. I would never like get to the end of them. I would play a game for like one weekend and then forget it even existed the next weekend. But with stream, I actually find because I sort of have a social contract to like play those games, I feel much more obligated to like actually go and play those games basically. You know what I mean? Recommended furry. Good, you'll follow. Well, welcome. Lunite, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swimming on by. Welcome. The Clam Club. That's the Clam Club. What do I count as productive? So when I say productive, I mean like I could never finish a game that I actually wanted to finish, and like I would just like grind away at games that like I didn't even really want to play. It just took a lot of like a very low barrier to entry of actually getting started in the game. So it's like, you know, playing League of Legends or like just grinding stupid stuff on World of Warcraft or something like that. Just because like I was doing something, but it wasn't like I wasn't finishing a book. Like I wasn't doing anything that could be completed. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. So streaming keeps me more motivated for that sort of stuff, I guess is what I mean. You've been good hanging in there. Nice weather. How is everybody doing? Is your guys' week doing okay? I just got back from visiting a friend. And also I was sick all last week, so that was fun. My last Beat Saber stream, if you guys were there for it, I had like a really intensely like messed up voice. It got worse after stream. And then I went to go visit my friend, and the whole time I was visiting my friend, like not the whole time, like the first 2 days, I was like, my throat was just like, not raw, like it didn't hurt or anything like that, but like I had no voice. I almost completely lost my voice. It was so hard to talk. Getting closer to completion on something. Yeah, so like, for me, it felt like I was never like not productive means I'm just like spinning my wheels getting nowhere. Like I'm just doing something for the sake of killing time. Whereas like productive means like I can finish a book, I can finish a game or whatever. And those give me a sense of accomplishment. You know what I mean? You do that with Minecraft all the time. As long as you're enjoying yourself, that's fine. But I felt like I wasn't being very fulfilled by that stuff. I really did just sort of feel like I was just wasting my time. And that wasting of my time felt bad. I didn't feel good about the fact that I was wasting my time. So, you know what I mean? Well, thanks, Zephyr. I hope to see you around sometime. Thanks for coming by. Super hot in Hawaii. Dude, I wish I was in Hawaii. I've always wanted to visit Hawaii. I mean, it's not expensive for me to go to Hawaii as far as the flight goes. I could go. I just haven't had time lately. But yeah, it's something that's definitely on my list of like vacation destinations in the next little while. Can't find your color pencils. You mean your pencil crayons? Do I like The Sims? Yeah. I was actually thinking about doing like a Sims collaboration with Gunner the Rat on Twitch. I just haven't had time to bring it together, like the collaboration. There's a few people I want to collaborate with, but the thing is I only have so many stream days, and so I'm always like, oh, I could do a stream collaboration, but I'm already doing this other game, and then it becomes like a thing where it's like, well, if it's stream collaboration, usually it's only one part, but The Sims is usually more than one part, so I don't know. It's kind of tough. Hi, Scout. How's it going? Sounds like I had laryngitis. I don't know, like it was definitely in here and I couldn't talk much, but like I was definitely sick last week, but I stopped being sick and I just had like a lot of mucus production. Like my nose was really angry and like dribbly, and then like my throat was just like up here. I just like, it felt like there was like too much mucus to talk. It was very annoying. Very annoying. I definitely, even if I wasn't visiting a friend, there was no way I was going to be able to stream last weekend because I couldn't talk. I had no voice to talk. How am I? I'm doing good. We're just hanging out at the Clam Club today, and I'm feeling a lot better now that I'm not sick for sure, yeah. I can't wait for more chemistry homework help. Well, I don't know that Scout is at I think you might be done all your science courses now. I think Scout is done their science stuff. Or they're done chemistry, probably. You want to play VR chat, but you have really bad social anxiety? So, funny thing, I actually have pretty bad social anxiety too. I've learned to get over it a lot through like mindfulness meditation and some other stuff. Weirdly, streaming doesn't give me social anxiety. You took chem your last year. Are you done all your chem? Yeah. Echo, thank you for the 13 months in the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge where the Wi-Fi is always clean. Thank you so much.
Cute Durg, cute otter, cute bean in general. Here's to the start of the second year in the Clam Club Sincot love.
Aw, thank you. You're doing environmental science. That's right, you said you were nervous about that. You've learned to get over it mostly. Okay, fair, Lysic. There are times where that's definitely not true. Link the Lobster, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're Sync Dragon today. Yeah, this is not an otter. On the weekends, we're an otter. On Tuesdays for our VR streams, we play as a dragon. This is my dragon model. It's pretty. But on Tuesdays, generally, we're a dragon. You found your pencil crayons. Yay. You don't know if you're taking another science? I would not be surprised if you stopped taking science. But yeah, I, in many cases, get over my social anxiety. Weirdly, streaming doesn't give me social anxiety because I'm not around other people for some reason.
I know I haven't been here for a few months, but I am glad I have time again to watch. Just got done with the week of midterms and my little brother just got first place for marching band.
Oh my God,
I'm proud of my bro.
Is it already midterm season? Oh my God, I do not regret. I do not miss school, man. You're quitting math next year without hesitation? Math was hard for me in high school, for sure. I had trouble with it, for sure. But yeah. How can you get first place in a marching band? There's probably a competition. There actually are marching band competitions. So there's a bunch of competitions that you can get that you do as like a team. So I'm assuming it's something to do with that. You hate pre-calc? Pre-calc can be really confusing if you don't understand it. But yeah. Streaming doesn't give me social anxiety. I don't really understand why streaming doesn't give me social anxiety. I guess it's because I'm not face-to-face with people and have to like directly like reach out and talk to people kind of thing. That's the best thing I could think of. I'm gonna check something really quick. Sorry. I don't know if my songs are on shuffle or not. They are, okay. It's like, yeah, it's one step removed. I'm not like actually physically face-to-face talking to somebody. In VR, there are a lot of times that I still get social anxiety. It has taken a lot of effort and it still hits me a lot to recognize that like, if I'm in a group of people, I don't have to be the life of the party. I don't have to always be talking. I can just sit and enjoy people's company and listen to them talking and not necessarily have to contribute to the conversation all the time. And that, I think, is a big source of where my social anxiety comes from in big groups. On top of, like, my, sensory overload as well, when there's, like, too many people. When there's too many people, I get, like, sensory overload, and then I'm, like, I get a lot of anxiety from that as well. In theory, you're floating text, but at the same time enjoying some good company. I think so. I know that a lot of, like, I know that you people are real people, for sure. I've met many of you in person, but for some reason it doesn't quite hit the same way. It definitely doesn't. It's just sort of like text comes up on the screen and I just get to talk. I just talk for like a few hours. But yeah. It's Glam Rock Foxy who changed your name. Welcome in, welcome, hi. And Eldorado Brute, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by and thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Did I ever get bullied? Yeah, I was bullied a lot as a kid, yeah. When I was like younger in like grade 7 through 12, basically. I just basically didn't even have friends or whatever. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, none of you guys are actually real people. That's true, that's true. Sensory overload with people is so bad. You get that too and you have to remove yourself. Yeah, I get that too. When I'm in a big group on VR chat, if I have like a lot of people around, there are many times where I just have to like walk away and like just catch my breath and just like take a moment to be in quiet. Usually I prefer much smaller groups, like if I just have like 5 or 6 people, but I go to parties sometimes that have like 20 people at them at these VR chat things, and I can feel very overwhelmed. Even at like, I've done like, so for example, when we launched the Clam Club, this world, we had like 80 people in this world at one time. And that was like intense for me. That was really, really intense. That was very hard for me because I had so many people. Yeah, it was like 60 people. And there's so many people like trying to get my attention, that want my attention. And I was feeling a lot of anxiety because I wanted things to go well. I was happy that everybody was enjoying it. People still enjoy the world. It makes me really happy. But yeah. Do I ever hate to get on VR chat? Isaac is going to judge me for this answer, but I usually enjoy myself when I get on VR chat. The problem I often have is convincing myself to get on, because I am scared of like logging on and not having somebody to hang out with, and just sort of like sitting there alone and being like, okay, well, I guess nobody wants to hang out, and then taking it kind of personally. You know, like you get your voices in your, well, not the literal voices. I'm not schizophrenic, but like, you know, the voice in your head tells you that nobody wants you around, and then you start feeling bad about yourself. You know what I mean? If I get hate on VR chat, do I get hate on VR chat? No, I've never gotten hate on VR chat. No, but I always stay in private instances. I don't go to public areas, so I only go to places that are like invite only with friends. So there's never anybody in my worlds that are like weird or whatever. So yeah, I don't go to public worlds ever, basically. You don't get bullied. You're 6'10". I am like 4'10". If you're in a private or friend world, though, and almost everybody has extremely nice. Yeah. It's just a matter of like, sometimes and I guess this is a separate thing, but like I do get anxiety about like the concept of logging on and just being like, oh, no one's around. Like, or either nobody's around, nobody wants me around, or like there's nothing to do or whatever. That I can definitely get, anxiety with, but I think that's mostly in my head. I think I need to get over that myself and just tell myself to get on and just sort of like be a little more confident. You know what I mean? Hi, Snowy. Welcome in. Welcome. What's the actual height of Sink Otter? So do you mean my real life height or my character? Because my characters have different heights too. Hippocerneat, welcome to the Clan Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. In real life, I am 5'9" I think. If I cough a little, I'm sorry. I'm still kind of getting over the cold a little bit. Hippos are neat. Hippos are neat. I was trying to read it like it was a hippopotamus. Hippos are neat. Welcome to the Clan Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. I'm closer to 6 foot. I am not close to 6 foot. I literally was measured by my doctor at 5'9". You're not 6 feet if you think you're 6 feet. My doctor measured me at 5'9", so I'm not 6 feet tall. Would you consider 5'6" the average height? I think 5'10" is the average height.
Stripy arm socks are bad. Fight me.
I will take away all of your food tonight if you keep that up. Got tall energy. But yeah. I'm like, my doctor measured me at 5'9". My character, this character is about 4'10", and then my otter is like 2'10" I think. But yeah, I think 5'10" is like average height in America. Why are you getting measured by your doctors? Every year I go for a physical and they weigh me and they take my height and then they take my blood and they check like my sugar levels, my hormone levels, and my cholesterol. That's it, yeah. Your dentist took your height? I don't know why your dentist would take a height. That's weird. I had to think about the last one. But yeah, they take all these like things and then they tell me whether I'm good or not. What happens if you say otters are bad? That's a bannable offense. No, I mean, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You don't think you've been officially measured in 15 years? Ah, but have you gone for a physical in 15 years? Otters are stinky. Scout, get out. Immediately get out. Hi, Mr. Yeetus. Hi, welcome. Yeah, getting blood drawn is not fun. I had a nurse that was like really bad at drawing blood, and I was talking to Cinder about this, where I was like, oh, I had a nurse that like really sucked and they had to stick me multiple times. And Cinder was literally like, you should have told them that you just wanted a new nurse. And I was like, no, but I feel so bad. I don't want to make them feel bad about doing a bad job. And they're like, no, you should just tell them straight up, get out of here, go get me somebody that knows what they're doing. And I was like, oh, but I don't want them to feel bad. I'm not going to talk about it graphically or anything like that. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't talk about it. I'm not talking like a lot about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're cute small to you. You're 6'3", and the reason where avatars are usually measured in 3D programs to the height because you used to be through. Oh yeah. I mean, they're all scalable, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sorry, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why not? You love this kind of stuff. I mean, you're literally in phlebotomy, so it makes sense. Had a paramedic who didn't do it until they were like, "Okay, we need a." Oh my gosh, that's nuts. That is intense. Yeah, but you should probably go get a physical. I started doing them every year. I have good insurance now though, so it like works out for me. But like yeah, for the most part, it's not so bad. I'm not the age where they stick a finger up my butt yet. At least that's gonna be an interesting age. I always wonder what age that is. What age do they start putting their fingers up your butt? How much of a boomer do you need to be? 40? All right, so I got a while still. Yeah, they do that. They're checking for prostate cancer. Secret knowledge of making you uncomfortable. It's less useful than you think. Yeah, it's specifically to check for. It's recommended to check for prostate cancer because you're at a higher risk at a certain age. And if you catch it early, it's better. So once a year, your doctor puts their finger up your butt. You're looking into making your avatar scalable. You know something for it that allows you to scale it in VR without having to use in Unity. So that used to be a thing. I think people have figured out a way around it, and I think there's like now a way to like still do it. But I will say when you used to be able to load melons, and then you could like just do avatar scaling in game, it was a little janky. Like I have a friend that had a scalable avatar, and every once in a while their avatar would just start sketching out and spazzing all over the place. And like suddenly I just have like their foot in my head or something like that. It was weird. Yeah, and it has some performance problems too. Every year, a doctor has to check many things, all in the name of fighting against cancer. I mean, that's the goal. Yeah, hopefully not getting cancer, you know? I was not prepared to talk this much today, huh? I gotta get some water at some point here. Yeah. 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 It's possible to scale, it's just complex and tricky because all about the scaling the camera. That is my understanding, yeah, is that like, it's because your camera has a fixed point,
right to jail,
and
right away.
It's hard to tell your camera to animate to go anywhere because I don't think you can add animators to your camera or something. I'm not sure. That emote wasn't intentional. This is a picture of a paw getting poked with a stick. I guess. I don't understand what that emote is supposed to be. You have to get in your menu every time and do something to reset your camera. Ah. It's beans, it's always relevant. That's true. In this chat, beans are always relevant. That is true. There's a whole story behind that emote. Okay, so I'm assuming this is your emote because I can't tell, but I assume it's yours. Do I know Zigby the Ferret and would I collab with him? I do not know Zigby. I know of Zigby. I'm aware of them. If Zigby wanted to work with me, I would be happy to work with Zigby, but I don't know Zigby. I've never spoken to them. I think they're really cute though. I found them on TikTok actually, and I thought they were really, really cute. But I don't know them, unfortunately. It happened when you were a kid and it involved your foot. So somebody poked your stick, your beans with a stick, and then you turned it into an emote? That is, like, I'm trying to imagine what the story would be with this. that I would want to make it an emote on Twitch. The Bumbo, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for someone on by. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. More violent. Oh. Interesting. How deep the story can be. Just a deep, deep story. It doesn't let you key camera point position. Yeah, so like you can't just scale it up and down. And the other thing is that when you scale your body, even if you scaled like in the X and Y, your camera wouldn't quite be in the right position because like it's like inflating a balloon, right? It's like the expansion of the universe. Like the camera, it goes to a different direction than like the model itself. So it'd be weird. We'd be awesome together. His husband's also an otter. I'm aware of that too, yeah. But like I said, I don't know them. It's tough in streaming to like sort of just reach out to people and be like, hey, do you want to collab? I do want to collab with, there's a bunch of people I want to collab with actually, but I haven't had time to reach out to them and like build it or anything like that. But yeah. Hi Tivo, welcome in, welcome in. You haven't missed anything. We're just hanging out. Yeah, and the distance between your eyes has to change, right? Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, the swaying is beginning. I am just...
The swaying begins.
Cooper, thank you for the 5 months of the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge where the Wi-Fi is always clean. Thank you so much. I do have a bunch of collaboration plans. I was actually going to plan to do a Phasmophobia stream today, but then I sort of ran into a bunch of... basically, like, my voice was tired. I didn't have time to, like, set it all up because I was out of town. So I'm considering...
It's always been T-Sway.
It's always been this way. But I think Phasmo we might do next week. This weekend, though, not for collaboration, but this weekend we're probably going to do Subnautica and Until Dawn on Sunday. But then on Tuesday, I think we're going to do a collaboration, and I haven't decided who's going to be in the collaboration, but I'm going to reach out to some friends. You played Phasmo one time and then never touched it because you're a wuss? I actually don't find it that scary for some reason. I find it, like, I don't know. It would have to be more realistic, I think. What did you miss? Not a lot. We're just hanging out. Everybody did go 4 and 6 on Wordle, but yeah. But yeah, collaboration-wise, there's a couple people I do want to work with. I really want to work with Corgi, but Corgi's going to be streaming till the end of time, and so I can't stream with them because they're busy on their endless subathon, so we'll see where that happens eventually. I have a bunch of group of people I want to work with. That I've been like bringing together to like start making more collaborations. So I'm hoping to work with them a little bit. Probably will work with Ty on that, maybe. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out who exactly to bring just still. I don't know if I can convince Canadian Dragon. Obviously, we've been working with Canadian Dragon quite a bit lately. But if I can convince Canadian Dragon to come do a Phasmo stream, that would be really fun too. I think it would be really funny to hear him just screaming in the background because he has such a funny voice. Did I see you the new thing? You're the truck guy in the game. Among Us? Among Us. Okay, so I did see what you sent to the chat, Scout. I did see what you sent to the chat. I have no idea what that is, though. Is it 3D? Is it VR Among Us? Is it basically the VR chat world of Among Us, but in VR? Actually, I don't know what that is. Basically? Okay, so it's basically the VR chat world or whatever. VR Among Us. So it's an official VR Among Us map. Okay. That could be interesting. I don't know. I haven't played Among Us for like a year. Just because like I started feeling bad when I was playing it because I felt like I was gaslighting my friends and it felt bad. But yeah, I could be into it. I don't know. We'll see. When it comes out, if people that invite me to play, I might play. I don't know if I'll host the game, but I could come play. The last time I played Among Us, and this is on, it's on my YouTube because I made it a highlight out of it. But I was playing with like Majira and Evan Soul and Raiden and a few others. And we went, I went up to Evan Soul and just like, he was talking to Kyle and...
I did not do it. I did not eat all the chips. It's BS. Oh, hey, Mark.
Hi. So I walked up and like Kyle was talking to Evan and like I was like, oh, hey guys, what's going on? And they're like, oh, nothing, we're just chatting. I'm like, oh, so who are we gonna kill? And they're like, no one, unless they're like, oh, well, if you're the cop or whatever, then you should kill Kyle. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll kill Kyle. And then I killed him. No, yeah, I killed Kyle. And then in front of Evan, I immediately reported it and said like, Evan, what the hell? You just killed that person right in front of me. What the frick? And he was like, what? No, you, what? And I was like, you killed that guy literally right in front of me. and he was like, he just didn't even know how to defend himself. And so then everybody voted him out and he was so sad about it. Oh my God. And I felt so bad because I just gaslit the crap out of him. It was so funny. It was funny. It was great stream material, but I felt bad because I wasn't sure if Evan was actually upset or not. So I wouldn't mind playing Among Us again, but it would have to be with people that are creating content and know that it's content and don't get upset because I can't play with people that are playing for real. He's like, was I the killer? Oh my God. But yeah, it would have to be with people that are actually equally gremlin and making content or something like that. It would have to be that. Yo, Hyperman. Thank you for the 13 months. I'll wait until he's done.
I have come to vibe with the glow in the dark Derg. Please don't murder me. I swear I was fixing the engines.
Hyperman, thank you for the freaking 13 months of the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge. The Wi-Fi is always clean. Thank you so much. It depends on the gremlin energy. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes it could be annoying for sure, but I like the thing I liked the most about Among Us was the gremlin. It was the silliness, you know what I mean? So you like helping people, helping people make content. Yeah, well that's the thing is it's about like making content, especially when you're playing on stream. It's about doing silly stuff. So I don't know. It's supposed to be for fun, but some people, you know. Some people get very sensitive about it. It's like the same way I sort of feel about like when I play like, okay, so there's this board game called Battlestar Galactica. It's based off the TV show and it's also like a secret betrayer type game. And people, so basically the idea is you play with like 8 people and 2 people are like secret betrayers and they're trying to like stop you from finishing the game. And people get so upset at that game because they're like, oh, I'm the bad guy. I've got to feel like the bad guy. And then they get all upset when people are gaslighting each other. But like, I love Battlestar Galactica. It's like my favorite board game of all time because it's like you're cooperating, but you're like keeping your eyes on other people. And then like, there's so many opportunities to just like mess with people and whatever. And when you get all the expansions, it gets absolutely crazy. You get sensitive in it when the game is literally against your disability. In what way, Scout? Like, what specifically? Content aside, getting goofy is a good time anyway. But that's like what I want, is I want to get it goofy or whatever. Me playing Town of Salem? I think that would be fun too. I don't know. If you shall not feed me the succulent content, my kingdom shall look for another spirit Halloween. Oh, colors. Yeah. No, okay, so actually, Scout, this would be very funny because have you played Battlestar Galactica? Because you could make an amazing play in Battlestar Galactica that would only work one time, okay? It would only work once. Because in Battlestar Galactica, how it works is at the end of every round, you draw a crisis card, okay? And in the crisis card, there's like basically a description of what's happening, and then there's 2 or 3 things that could happen, right? So it's like the pass condition, and if you pass, like nothing happens, or you get fuel or food or something like that. And if you fail, then like some fuel or resources might be destroyed or something like that, or something bad happens, right? So if you're the imposter, here's what would be good about it is that like in order to pass, you get these cards, these skill cards, and in order to pass, you have to put the skill cards in that are a certain color. okay? And then they add up to a certain number, and if you add up to enough, basically, points, then people win or lose. But if you put in the wrong color, it subtracts, right? So you could make this one play if you were the imposter or whatever, where you could put a bunch of bad cards in, and then people would be like, oh, why did we fail so hard? There's clearly an imposter. And you could look at it and be like, those aren't red? Oh, crap, I thought those were red. And everybody would be like, oh, okay, Scout. Okay, but in the future, this color and like whatever. But you make this great play where you just sabotage the crap out of them and then blame your color blindness on being unable to tell the difference. That would be such a great play, because nobody could be like, oh, well, screw you, you're not colorblind, because you are colorblind. And you know what I mean? It's so good. You got to do it like in a Nobel's a noble's voice. I shall take my business to another Spirit Halloween. The red crewmate is not the most sus character. It's the orange. I don't think that the odds are different anywhere there. I'm marginally colorblind. I also have like garbage for depth perception, but yeah. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I have like trouble with like greens and yellows. So guys, if I apologize if I cough at all. I still have like a little bit of a scratchy throat, so I'm gonna cough like a little bit here or there. I can't really mute my microphone. I could try, just so you guys can't hear it, but maybe I'll try to do that if I'm gonna cough. I'll try my best. But yeah, I love like the trader type games. That's why I liked Among Us so much, is just because it had that like vibe of like trying to betray your friends and stuff like that, and you could come up with creative ways to do that. There were some great plays, like the Jester plays, where you're like, oh, I just wanted to press the button to have fun, and then everybody votes you out, and then it's like, that's the great Jester play or whatever. I don't know. You played the Betrayer too well in that zombie tabletop game, Dead of Winter, with your friends, to where every game to this day, if there's a Betrayer in the game, you're immediately voted off. Okay, but this is actually a strategy as well, because I was reading about Among Us strategy and strategy in these imposter type games, because if you play them regularly with the same people, there is actually meta strategy on top of the strategy, where like it's actually sometimes if you want to play certain ways, if you want to play a really good imposter style, it's really good to play really bad at town, or being like really bad at like being good, basically, so that it's always hard to tell if you're like being suspicious or not, because you're just sort of always like crappy at what you're doing or whatever, right? Or you're always sort of like interjecting false information all the time. So there's meta strategy to it, right? So if you're too good at being an imposter, sometimes you're really good at being the other side of it, right? So you could be really good at being a good person because, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's strategy to like just sort of throwing in bad, even if you're supposed to be trying to be good that round, sometimes it's good to sort of like be suspicious anyway. And if you're really good at being an imposter, it's actually good to just sort of like, even when you're an imposter, have a few games where you just are the imposter, but you're just bad at being the imposter, and you just like run around and behave and never do anything suspicious, because then it makes it weird and hard to determine how you play as an imposter, basically, if you know what I mean. So you have to have meta strategy on top of it. So you have to behave differently. It's like playing neutral in Smash Brothers. It's like you always have to like mix things up. You have to like, you can't be predictable, because if you're too predictable, then you're always gonna just assume to be the same person, right? Found Ace is dead in their home last night. He was killed by a member of the Mafia and died 4 additional ways. We could not find a last will. We could not determine Ace's role. Yeah, you have to do like a little bit of like reverse psychology a little bit. Hi, Hefe, welcome in, welcome. Want to see me play Ghost in VR chat? What is Ghost? Like not Phasma or whatever. But yeah, I haven't watched anybody play like really high-end Among Us in a while, but like the people who play high-end Among Us, it's actually interesting because I was watching like Dumb Dog, for example, talk about this, and they were like, the problem is that I play with a lot of people that are like really, really good, and if you do like one wrong thing, they might just know who the imposter is in round 2 or round 1. But because they're making content as streamers, sometimes they have to like just intentionally pretend like they don't know who it is, because otherwise it makes bad content and it's not fun to watch, basically, which is like another interesting layer on top of things, right? I don't know. Those types of games, I think they're really, really interesting. They're a lot of fun. I like them a lot. Can you guys hear the hot tub? It's like right here on my left side. I don't know if it's left or right for you guys. I think it technically should be over here. But I don't know if it's left or right in your speakers. Yeah, there's a hot tub right here. Yeah, in VR chat. Not in real life. You gotta gaslight yourself into thinking someone didn't just die in front of you. Yeah, but for content, sometimes you have to, right? Otherwise, it's boring. It's like, oh yeah, I just know who the imposter is. It's not fun. You can't stand lying, so you would throw the game because somebody asked you hate lying. It can be uncomfortable to lie to people, which is, like I said, because I had to gaslight my friend so hard, it did feel uncomfortable. It's part of why I stopped playing, is because like I gaslit them, and I couldn't quite tell if they knew it was about the game or not. And I actually took them aside after the stream, and I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't know if your feelings were hurt or whatever. So I actually like had to talk to them about it or whatever, which is why I said I think I would only play the game again if I was with people that understood that it's all for fun. You know what I mean? So it's hard. Ghost, you start out as a group, and in about a minute in, the ghost is selected. The ghost's goal is to kill everyone without getting caught. There are case files. 5 collected will identify the ghost. Staying alive will generate money to buy guns for either side. Oh, it's like Ghost Counter-Strike. It's like Counter-Strike then. So like the ghost gets like money, like the counter terrorists and terrorists or whatever in Counter-Strike. That's crazy. Yeah, counter ghosts win. Game over. Counter ghosts win. Bomb has been planted. Sage has been planted. Like thermal camera in place. Yeah, I want to find more VR games in general to play. Like, it's nice to play VR chat. I love that we've added Beat Saber. Is there, like, VR Valheim or something like that? That would be really fun. The concern with any game that you have to pretend to be a bully and doesn't feel right when you're effectively causing them harm for being in the game. Well, there are ways to do it that aren't harmful, I think. Like, there's a lot of, like, you're lying about being the imposter or whatever, but you don't have to lie. You could just, like, not talk, basically. Or you could, like, just add information. Like, there are ways to be an imposter and not lie. And be very good at it, to be honest. Because you can walk around and tell the truth. In fact, the more truth you tell, the more believable it is that you're not an imposter, right? So if you, like, say, like, if somebody goes, like, oh, well, Rizilla, where were you? And you'd be like, oh, well, I went down to the water wheel, and then from water wheel, I went up to electrical, and then from there, I saw sink in electrical, and they were doing wires, and then we left together, and then I went left, and they went right, or whatever, and you do that. Like, you don't have to say that you did anything there. You could just say that you went to those places, and it's true, you did. You know what I mean? VR Valheim, you'd play that so hard. That's what I'm saying. I want a game like that. I think it would be a lot of fun. Yeah, become a chaos gremlin by only telling the truth. Exactly. That's what you would try, but you're terrible and stutter or trip up and burst out laughing. You're clearly imposter. That makes you a pretty bad imposter. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, you're just lying by emotion, technically, but yeah. But you just have to say, like, things that are true, but not the whole truth, basically. You're just omitting a little bit. You're obfuscating. Yeah, Fey imposter. You're being like chaotic evil. Not chaotic evil. You're being like chaotic neutral, I guess. Which is like my whole vibe, which I do love. But yeah. It feels like lying, but you're not lying. You're telling the truth. They didn't ask you what you did. They asked you where you were. And you could say where you were. You don't have to say, oh, by the way, I also killed my friend. But yeah, sometimes it can be weird to gaslight people and like lie to them or whatever. But yeah, I want to find more VR games to play, like things like we've got Beat Saber and we've got this, but I'd love to add stuff like some other VR games that like would be fun to play. And I don't know what would be good. Ideally, it would be good if I could insert my model into the game. I know there's some, I have to look at what Live is compatible with. Because the more games that Live is compatible with, I think those games are going to be better for stream. Just because I can put the furry model in it, which makes it like sort of just better for streaming, basically. I know that for Valheim, you can put your model in it using a VRM model, but I'm not sure exactly how it works. But I don't know if there's a VR thing. Have I heard of Township Tale? No. I have not really looked at what VR games are out there. Every time I get into VR and I look at the big list of VR games, they're all the same VR games. It's like always the same. There's not usually much in there. Nothing new. I'm trying to think of like what the last big VR game that came out was. Like Fallout 4. I can't think of much else. Tyven fed you some stinky lima beans. What's wrong with lima beans? Can you get some Durg beans? I don't know. You might have to pay for them. It's a fun VR multiplayer game, and it's free to play. What's it about? What's it like? Think of it like someone asking you what cards are in your hand. You're not supposed to know. Stop asking. Exactly. It's like, hey, I'm playing poker. It's like if you played poker and somebody was like, hey, what cards do you have? First of all, that's bad manners. You're not supposed to say that. But second, you wouldn't tell them. But I guess you probably wouldn't gamble either, so I don't know. Lima beans are gross? I don't know if I've had a lima bean. I can't think of any time. I don't know. I'll eat anything, to be honest. When I was visiting my friend this weekend, they asked me like, oh, well, what are you feeling like eating? And I was like, I don't know, anything. I'll eat whatever. And they're like, well, is there anything you won't eat? I'm like, not really. I'll try almost anything. There is very little in this world. Like, I would say that there are things that I'm like not huge fans of, but if you put it in front of me, I'd probably still eat. You don't like beans? The food? Beans can be really good. Like, there's certain, like, if you get like Mexican beans that are seasoned nice, they're really good. So the idea is you're building a little town, Township Tale, and you've got mining, survival, and monsters you fight. That does sound kind of fun. Maybe I'll check it out. DM me the link to it or something like that. I would eat a person. Cat Lord, by the way, hi. Welcome on in. Welcome. And welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for the follow. You work together to build up the town and level up on things. That seems like a really fun VR game. My only thing about that would be I would want it to be that people can put their models in the game, so that it could be all furry for furry streaming, but other than that. Ideally, we would have it work with Live, but yeah, I don't know. You hate the texture? Well, let me ask you this. Do you like falafel? Falafel's made out of beans, technically. The beans you like to eat are jelly beans? Well, I don't think those count as a vegetable. I'm pretty sure those don't count as a vegetable, so... Falafel. You've never had falafel. Oh my god, you gotta have falafel, dude. Falafel's so good. It's made out of chickpeas and like cilantro, basically. And then it's like seasoned with chickpeas, cilantro, and like some like zest and stuff like that. And then you put it in balls and you deep fry it. It's really, really good. It's so easy to make too. You could just throw it all into a food processor and then you just blend it all up and just eat it. It's really good. Yuck? What do you mean yuck? Do you not like cilantro? It's so good. Wait, it's not made with cilantro. It's made with parsley. Parsley. It's parsley. Yeah, you take them and you blend it into almost like a paste, and then you pick balls out of it, and then you fry it, and it's all crunchy and delicious. It's really, really good. It's not what you get to do in Township Tale, but if you're interested with the game mechanics-wise, it's fun to play with others. Well, yeah, let me check it out for sure. Yeah, it's parsley, yeah. I know, like, some people don't like cilantro, but, man, I love cilantro. It's really good. It's, like, the best part, like, of, like, anything you make in, like, Mexican cuisine. It's, like, it's so good. Like, you get, like, tacos, and you just drown that in cilantro, and I'm like, it's so tasty. Is there a website where they just hate cilantro? Probably. Because there's people that think it tastes like soap, but it doesn't taste like soap. Well, I mean, I guess it does to them, but... Store-bought frozen peas are some of the few veggies you like. Can I tell you guys something funny about, like, eating as a kid or whatever? Or, like, things I didn't like? As a kid, one of my favorite things to eat was salad. And this is true to today. I love salad. Salad is so good. Salad is, like, actually really tasty.
Azro Adobe just rated with 15
Azro,
viewers. Paws up for our Raiders.
Guys, can I get you to put your paws up in the air for our Raiders? Show them the beans. Welcome on in, Raiders. Hi, Azro. I hope you had a great stream. You were playing some art. You were drawing art, rather. What were you drawing? How am I? I saw that, Black Onyx, I saw you were going to be engaged. Is that like for marriage or whatever? If so, congratulations. Tigard, welcome to the Clan Club. Thanks for sitting on by. Welcome, welcome. You're in Blender. Doing donuts? Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Putting your avatar in Valheim, which is actually you already have with the VRM. All you have to do is mod the game and then literally stick your avatar in the VRM and name your characters the exact same as you. Ah, that doesn't seem so hard. By the way, Raiders, hi. My name is Sync. I am a variety streamer, and we stream on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. It's a comfy vibes here. We have comfy vibes on basically all of our streams. We're just chatting. We stream on I already said what days. Sorry, I'm trying to change my monologue to sort of give like some sort of information of what kind of stream this is. Anyway, on Tuesdays we play VR, Saturdays we do simulators, and on Sundays we do story games. Right now we're playing VR chat. This Saturday we're going to be playing Subnautica, and on Sunday we're going to be playing Until Dawn. I'm also a biochemist in real life, and if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that follow button and stick around like Rainbow Saurus. Welcome on in, and welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swimming on by. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, but like, okay, we were just talking about this. I love salad. I like vegetables and I like salad, and more specifically, I love ranch dressing on salad. I love a salad when you could put cheese in it and then ranch dressing. Like throw cheddar on there, like, and some chicken tendies or chicken, and put some ranch on there, and it's so good. It's so good. You're a biologist? Welcome. Hi. Yeah, it's a VR chat stream today. What's my favorite music artist? Dude, I don't even know. I don't know if I have a favorite. Probably like Porter Robinson, which is like a basic answer, but I've been listening to Porter Robinson for a long time. I do love them, but like, I don't know. That's who I probably listen to the most. I like everything though. I'll listen to almost anything. Chicken, cheddar, croutons, and bacon, and tomatoes. Don't forget the tomatoes. The tomatoes are super good. You get like a good garden salad. One of my favorite things to do is like go get like the crunchy chicken strips from the grocery store that you bake or whatever, and you bake a bunch of chicken strips, and that they get all crunchy or whatever, and then you chop them up, and you put that on top of like a garden salad with like a good lettuce and like tomato, peppers, like maybe some carrots or whatever in there, and then you like get like a really nice thing of cheddar cheese. From like the cheese area, not like the stuff that you get out of like the cooler or whatever. They've got like a nice cheese area, and you get like a nice cheddar, and you chop that up into little cubes, and you put that on top with your chicken, and then you do ranch dressing on top. Oh, so good, so good. Parmesan balls could be good. I do love olives. That moment when you slip your hoodie on and realize it still smells like campfire. What does my hoodie smell like? It smells like laundry. It smells like laundry. Croutons do slam. That's true. I do like... Okay, but I like croutons, but only if they're, like, fresh. I always hate croutons that are, like, really old and too firm. And then when you eat them, they, like, cut your mouth. I don't like that. I'm not into that. I'm not so into that. Not so much. But, like, when you go to, like, a like a nice restaurant and they like fresh bake their croutons and they're like crunchy on the outside and still a little bit soft on the inside. Those are so good. Yo, Tall Possum. 1 whole year. Possum, you're supposed to make the Poss talk. Tall, have you seen my Poss boy? Have you seen Noodles? Have you seen this boy right here? Is he here or here? I don't know. You messed up, Poss. You're allowed to make Noodles talk when you sub. What the heck? Noodles is the best, yeah. Noodles is like my favorite thing that I've put on stream in like a long time. Especially black olives. I really like green olives. I will say, as a kid, I was an olive hater. I did not like olives as a kid. Now, I eat olives. I love olives now. I love them. He's on the first side. Yeah, I think he's like right here. Like right here. He's a good possum. You started biologies before? That mean your favorite? I mean, I like biology a lot. Oh, did I tell you guys? I officially have published.
Golly, Tall Possum sure has been subbed a long time.
Yeah,
Gosh.
1 whole freaking year. Possum, thank you for the 1 whole year in the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge, where the Wi-Fi is always clean, by the way. Hi, Ryder. Hi. Ryder, why do I not have you as VIP? Remind me to make you VIP. Why are you not a VIP? The green olives with the red stuff in it. Yeah. But I guess I didn't mention this. I've officially published my first scientific paper ever. I've never been published before. And just last week, my paper got published. So, yeah. It's the first time I've ever published a paper. It's about brain cancer. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it. It's one of those things. It was one of the things that I always wanted to do basically since I was a kid, is like make a meaningful contribution to science, like in a way that's like permanent. It's like one of those things. It's like, now that I've done something, I have a discovery in the world that I've contributed to, that I've expanded like science. You know what I mean? Like there is more knowledge in the world than there was before because of me, which is really cool. VIP this. Ryder, how you doing? What time is it out there? Like 4 in the morning? What exactly with brain cancer? I think if I get too specific, I will dox myself. But it is about glioblastomas, specifically. And it's sort of about, how do I say this without doxing myself? It is about glioblastomas. Bone Labs came out, has a big thing that they made for people to put their avatars in game and even affects the stats of the character. Yo, that could be cool. But if you're interested, I can maybe DM the paper to you directly. But yeah, if you're like a biologist and you think you'd understand the paper, I can maybe DM you the paper. So when you're skinny, you're light or fast. And if you're big, you're super chubby and heavy strong. So I would be very small, probably. I would not consider myself to be very large. Hang on, I gotta check something. Okay. I wasn't sure if I had my resolution on custom or whatever. 9 a.m. Perfect time to wake up and watch me. Aw. Ryder, you're so sweet. You're not a biologist, but you'd like to read anyways. I can send you the paper, Scout. I will tell you, you will not understand anything in my paper because the paper is pretty high level. I've sent this paper to other biologists that are like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't understand. Well, I mean, I don't know. If you thicken your thighs or arms, that would make you stronger. Do I look like a big beefcake to you? These arms? Do you see these guns here? These guns? Flex. So strong. Yeah, Scout could have a signed copy of my paper if they want. You're gonna make it your goal to understand? I mean, I tell you what, I'll send you the paper, and if you understand it in even a little bit, I'll be very, very proud of you. Like any amount of it, like even like this much. If you understood like even like the introduction, I'd be impressed. It's not exactly strong, but it's 200% huggable. Aw, hugs. Give me some hugs. If you could understand my paper at all, you should just get honorary graduate from school. Honorary high school diploma. Not that I have the authority to do that. I have no authority. But you could have a clam club high school diploma. I'm not sure that's going to help you get anywhere, but you could have it. I missed the question? What's the question? The challenge to see if you can understand smart paper. Yeah, we could talk about it, TiVo. But yeah, I don't know. You can print off a realistic high school diploma. To be honest, nobody checks that stuff anyway. Who's gonna be like, hey, do you have your high school diploma? I'm sure I do somewhere in a box somewhere. But like realistically, what is the question that I missed, Sam? Clam Club High AU with Sync / Webster Tiger. What happens if you have brain cancer? So, I mean, it would be best if I just explained things like generically with cancer. Cancer is a mutation in certain genes. Generally speaking, you have to have 2 gene mutations for cancer to happen. And those are basically a gene that regulates the multiplication of the cell and a gene that regulates like repair to the cell, basically. So if you have both of those genes mutate, and to be specific, you also have to have 2 different pairs of the gene mutate, right? It's because your chromosome has 2 copies of every gene. So if you have like your mother's and father's genes, you have to have both of these genes mutate, and then you have to have both copies of the gene mutate, which is why it's sort of rare, right? It doesn't just happen all the time. You have to do a lot of DNA damage, and then you have to damage both of them, because if you damage one pair, right? Say you damage the cell growth gene, right? Well, the repair gene will just come out and fix it, right? It's just going to fix the DNA. So you've done nothing wrong. But in the other way around, say the repair one breaks on one strand, well, that's okay, because that cell is eventually going to die, and then the other copy will just be present, right? Does that make sense? So those cells, because you have like the growth and maintenance gene plus the repair gene. So the growth gene will sort of detect that there's a problem and just kill itself, basically, right? So what happens is that if all of those genes are mutated, which is 4 total mutations, the cell now is unregulated in its multiplication, but also unregulated in its ability to repair itself, okay? So they become immortal cells, essentially, because they won't ever die. They don't ever, like, self-detect anything wrong with the cell, and so they won't, like, sort of, like, what's something that cells do is that if they detect a problem, they just sort of kill the cell, and that way they don't multiply, and then other cells that are healthy can come in and take their place. But if you damage these genes, they don't detect that anymore, so they become immortal. They just never self-kill, basically. And then the other cell, the other gene that does the repair, basically never tries to fix anything. So basically you have this cell that will multiply and never self-regulate, right? So it starts multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and never goes away, right? So the reason your skin never becomes a giant blob is because part of the skin dies away and then more grows. But when that doesn't happen, you get a big blob, and that's cancer, right? So is the exploring to figure out how to kill off cancer cells one of these genes? It can be one strategy to deal with.
OMG, it's not giving. It was supposed to give, but it didn't give. He really thought he ate that. He ate like no crumbs. He's my 13th reason. It's the fill in the blank for me. How do you like my Gen Z language sync?
Would you be impressed if I said I understood all of that? I actually know all of what you're saying. It's because I'm too perpetually on TikTok. I actually get all of that. Starry Night Xavier, welcome to the Clan Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. So is it clear what mutates the gene in the first place? It can happen any number of ways. So anything that's a carcinogen, so smoking, drinking, exposure to UV rays, or just generally a miscopy of the gene or whatever. But yeah, it's the TikTok for me. That's why I understand everything. But yeah, all those things happen that way. But once it starts happening and the cells become cancerous, they multiply and multiply and become a tumor. And then what can happen is that those cells can disassociate from their existing function. So generally they'll be localized, and then if that cell migrates to somewhere else in your body, so say you have brain cancer and the cell migrates, if your body's like, that's not a brain cell, that's not a liver cell, it'll just be like, okay, get that out of here, because it doesn't belong. But later on, it can be generalized, and that's when cancer metastasizes, and that's when it spreads to the rest of the body, basically. Sounds like how you put out a fire. Fire needs 3 things. Kind of. There's a lot of different ways to treat cancer, and there's a lot, like, the most common way is obviously chemotherapy. Chemotherapy generally is a chemical that is toxic to the body, but it's more toxic to cancer. They are, because, like, the thing is that it's difficult because you have to make a drug that will kill human cells, but you don't want to kill all the human cells. You want to kill these human cells faster than the other ones. So the whole thing with chemotherapy is what you're trying to do is kill the cancer faster than you kill the body, so that when the cancer dies, you're still alive. Basically, it's like your life bar, cancer's life bar, and you want to make this one drop slower, basically. But there are other ways to do it that we're coming up with. Things like CRISPR analysis, or CRISPR, things like targeted lasers that we can zap like a tumor away. Hey, Flay, hi. Welcome in. Hi. Nice to see you. That is why your hair falls out, because you're damaging those cells, yeah. You induce senescence in those cells, essentially. Yeah, and if you can find cancer early, you can kill it very quickly, and in that way, you basically your life bar just stays at like 90%, and the cancer goes like 0, and it's just gone. But yeah, there's lasers and stuff you can use. My favorite thing that we're doing is like these little molecules that like selectively target cancer cells, and then like we can literally make a drug that carries it specifically to cancer cells, and then it just like explodes the it literally melts the cancer away in like a week. It's just gone. It's unbelievable. It's some of the coolest stuff. It only works on certain cancers, but yeah. Like literally it just melts. It just goes away. The whole tumor. It's really cool. Excuse me. There's an impossible way to cure cancer because of its complex issues. No, cancer is curable, actually. But okay, so I'll tell you what one of my professors told me. How about that? The thing about cancer is that cancer basically happens because of aging, right? It happens because of other things like smoking, drinking, whatever, UV light, which are external forces. Those are solvable to some extent, right? But ultimately, your genes do degrade over time. The longer you live, the more your genetics degrade. That's not true in every species. It's true in humans. And we don't understand why it's not true in like hermit crabs, sharks, things like that, who don't get cancer. We don't know yet. We just think that they have different repair genes that we might be able to activate in humans. That's possible. But ultimately, this is what my professor taught me, or what they said, is basically like, to cure cancer is basically to cure aging. If you can cure cancer, then you essentially have the cure to getting old. Because aging is a result of your genes degrading over time. And that's essentially why cancer happens too, is your genes mutate or degrade. So if you were able to fix every gene to make it as you were when you were 20, then you basically solve aging. right? So if we find the cure to cancer that isn't just a treatment, like it's not a drug that just melts cancer, and it's actually a direct cure, and it actually like restores your genes to its proper space, that would be a cure to aging. People would literally live forever. You hear petting local dragons is a great way to solve aging? Well, Flay, get in here. Let me pet you. Let me start petting your face. So curing cancer, there are two thoughts to that, right? There's two ways to think about that. One is reverting the body to the pre-cancer state, which would be to fix your genes. And that is possible, actually. It's actually extremely possible. That's something that we might be able to do within the next 10 years, which essentially would cure aging. And I know people don't think that's true when I say that, but it is. And then the other way is to find a drug that just like melts tumors, basically. But yeah, you have zero energy and would contribute nothing to the conversation. That's okay. I will see you probably on Saturday, Flay. Cancer is the result of inbreeding and gene spreading. No, it can be. It could be. But it's generally not. Generally speaking, not. Generally speaking, no, that's not how that happens. Inbreeding generally gives you genetic disorders like basically any genetic disorder that's you're more likely to get it. So like sickle cell anemia, dysfunctions in different developmental genes or structural genes, stuff like that. But yeah. Then ethics discussion happens. I think, and this is my personal ethic, is that if you could make people live forever, then you should. I don't think there's any question. If you discover that you can make people live forever and make them happy forever, I do not see why you would not at least offer to let people do that. It wouldn't make sense to me. Really hope we get further on cancer repairs. There's certain cancers that are near 99% survival rate, actually. And there's some that are very bad. Some cancers, like pancreatic cancer, are pretty terminal. But you would be surprised what the survivability rate on cancer is these days. The technology to cure cancer is very strong these days, actually. Cancer isn't the death sentence that everybody thought it was like 10 or 15 years ago. So, yeah, incest is only cool if it's gay and breeding is bad. Exactly. But yeah, taking care of your body is the best way to avoid that sort of stuff. Like, in general, you know, don't smoke, wear sunscreen, you know, in general, just taking care of yourself. You didn't hear where they redeem? The redeems are bonks and jails, right? Yeah, they're just bonks. They should be there. You have answers to living forever and death came from, but sure, my answer would sound a fantasy. Well, I mean, of course, some people, this is why I said, like, okay, so this is my perspective on this, right? If I, as a person, came up with the ability to prevent people from dying, I would be morally obligated to bring that to the public and offer it to people should they desire to have it. However, I also understand the moral situation of, do I want to live forever? And here's the thing. Fixing your genes doesn't mean that you will live forever. You could still get hit by a bus. You could jump out of a plane and die. You have no idea, right? There's no necessarily, it's not you're immortal. You are not going to die from sickness or disease, right? Those are two different things, right? So you can cure those things, but I can't make you immortal. There's always a chance you're going to die. So my moral obligation would be to bring health and happiness to people. Somebody else's choice could be, I don't want to live forever. And I understand that if that's not like somebody that didn't want, and they should be able to make that moral choice for themselves. You know what I mean? That's my thought. Yeah, you could get hit by a truck and get isekai'd. Exactly. You could get isekai'd into a machine. Exactly. Your granddad died in his mid-80s from old age, but had bone cancer in his left leg for over 30. It didn't spread. And that can happen too. I mean, it's not fun, but yeah. That is truck-coon. You reclaimed rare. Rare should sound like a little subtle rare on stream. But trust me, it's playing. I can hear it in my ears. I can definitely hear it. See that? See the little icons on the screen? That's what rare is. Rare.
Right,
But yeah,
right away.
Anti-aging and senescence research, I think, are very interesting, actually. I was tempted to get into that field when I was in college. That was one of the fields I was considering getting into. But it's a weird field for, like, actually getting a job and doing research in. Well, there's a lot of people looking at it, but not everybody's looking at it from an academic standpoint. People are looking at it, like, in, like, cosmetics and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't care about that. You want to live for at least 2 centuries, but you have the body of at least 40 years old? I would love to have the body of like a 24-year-old for like at least 1,000 years. I would want to live at least 1,000 years, I think. I would love to, but then like if we like never like made it off our planet or something like that and to explore new spaces, and I've like already explored everywhere on Earth in 1,000 years and like there's nothing new to learn, I'd be like, all right, I'm good. I'm done. I'm gonna go to sleep now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just want to see where people are going. Like, are we gonna travel to other places? Are we gonna go to the stars? Are we gonna find life on other planets? I want to live long enough for full dive VR. You know what I mean? I want to live long enough that I can become like a dragon and feel it all. Like, imagine how cool it'll be when I can, like, get in VR and, like, I can literally, like, feel everything and, like, touch everything. Oh, my God, that'd be so good. Using CRISPR to change the DNA and genomes to allow people to become their sonas. Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. You just could focus on more in audiology for hearing impaired people. There are definitely people working on that for sure. It's just... a lot of this work, you know, it doesn't reach people for like 10, 20 years. It's hard to see in the moment, but, you know, after a while, you might come back and say, like, if you look at where we were like 30 years ago for medicine, and I talk about this all the time, but hang on. Scarab, welcome to the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge, rather. For the last 3 months, where the Wi-Fi is always clean. Thank you so much for using your Prime sub on me. I appreciate that. What type of VR would I like to see? Ready Player One style, Matrix style, or Star Trek holodeck? I think probably the holodeck, because it's so unintrusive. But I would want the holodeck where I can change what I look like and feel like. You know what I mean? So, you want to play all the games you won't be alive for? I know, right? I want to read every book. I want to play every game. Like, there's so much to do. You know what I mean? How could I ever run out of things to do? There's so many books that it would take me 1,000 years to read every book, minimum. There's no way. Even the bad books? Why not? There's probably enough good books that exist that I could spend my entire life reading books and not even get through 10% of them. Yeah, I want to play Skyrim on the PlayStation 3000. Exactly. To Steal the Sun by SM Carter. What's it about? The only way I'm avoiding aging is to become a furry for some reason. It's such an anime concept. But, like, that's what I want. What I want is to live long enough that I can be a furry in real life. Or at least in virtual reality. In a way that, like, is physically capable. I will say that the day that they make VR or whatever real enough that you can touch and feel it is the day that I stop being in real world. I'll just be here forever. I'll just be like, here I am. This is my literal home. Here we are. This is my literal home. You can see me here and visit me. I will be streaming from up there, and I will not be exiting this, and I will not be answering further questions. By the way, don't walk in on me while there's a sock on the door. Anyone remember that fake commercial for the PlayStation 9, which is actually a commercial for the PlayStation 2? Did it look like the PS4? PS5? Yeah, the metaverse, but actually good. The metaverse, but not like Sweet Baby Ray's or whatever. Touch research for prosthetics is going to help VR? Yeah, probably. It's way too expensive right now. There's already like vests you can get that like do like impact and stuff like that, but I don't know how you simulate things like touch at a very fine level or like the resistance and stuff like that. But I don't know. It looks like a crystal ball. That seems very impractical. Yeah, hook me up to feeding tubes, put you in a matrix chamber. What if you could choose to do that and you put yourself in a feeding tube or whatever like that? And, well, at that point, wouldn't you just want to upload your brain to a body or to like a computer or something like that? I don't know. Would you upload yourself into the Clam Club world if it was the last resort option? I'd probably want to upgrade it. Probably I'd want like a bigger space to explore than this just one room or whatever, right? I'd want more to do. I'd probably get pretty bored here. But I've always said I wouldn't mind uploading to a computer. Like, if that's what it came to, I wouldn't mind. People are like, oh, but the morals. But I'm like, I don't know. Remember Stray? Sure, yeah, that's fine. I get it. Like, there's definitely like the downsides potentially to it. But like, if it was done well and it wasn't like dystopic nightmare, then yeah, probably. I'd be interested. Perhaps spoilers, maybe, yeah. How did I choose my research field? That's an interesting question. I kind of didn't. In a very real way, I did not. It chose me because I was originally in computers, and then I got out of computers and went to school. And then I started in ecology. When I was in ecology after my first year of college, I went and did a field research project on birds, and I found out that I was like extremely allergic to grass pollen. I almost died because of grass pollen. I ended up in the hospital. And because of that, I had to change majors because it was obvious that I could not work outdoors because I was so allergic to grass. Unless I was going to go do research in a place that does not have grass, I guess, which, you know, the entire world is covered in grass. So that was not it. Yes, my kryptonite is grass jizz, true. Yeah, don't tell me to touch grass. It's dangerous. But after that, I had to get into a different field. And so I had to choose, since I was already deep inside of the biology track, I was like, well, I should pick some other science to do. At the time, I didn't feel like I was particularly good at physics or chemistry. I was scared of chemistry. I'd almost failed first year chemistry. So I was like, well, I'll go into genetics because I was pretty good at genetics in high school. And I remember my professor in high school saying like, oh, you can make pretty good money if you're good at genetics. And I was like, okay, well, frick it, I'll just go into genetics, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do for a job, but I'm just going to do genetics. Sure. And then while I was in genetics, I took second year biochemistry. And when I was in that course, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I got really, really interested in proteins and protein biology, which is basically what biochemistry is about. It's about like the actual inner workings of proteins. And then so I went to my advisor and I asked them what it would take to do a minor in biochemistry, or even switch majors to biochemistry. It turned out that it was going to be really hard to switch majors into biochemistry, to switch majors again. So I decided to do a minor in biochemistry. So I'm basically like 3 or 4 classes away from having 2 degrees, basically. So I have basically a degree and a half. And so through all of that, basically I had to take like 2 extra semesters to get the degree. So I ended up having to basically take from second year all the way to my graduation classes in the summer just to graduate on time. So I finished in 4 years, but it was 4 years plus 2 semesters. Excuse me. So then I was in biochemistry and I really, really loved protein biology. From that, I got a job in protein biology, working in recombinant protein expression and purification. I got really good at that. Then I moved out of Canada to Seattle. I started working in immunohistochemistry, and now I primarily do immunohistochemistry as a job. So that's my story, basically. You came to Twitch to escape school, not to go back to it. I'm not teaching you anything here, although in this stream, we do a lot of teaching, for what it's worth. We do teach people. You're 30 and you feel like you'd still fail your English courses. I have this stream idea where I go back to like grade 1 through grade 12 and I see how many courses I could graduate or pass still today. Like I go and I'm like, okay, grade 1 math, grade 1 English, grade 1 science or whatever. And I see like how many of them I can actually pass these days. I think it'll be really fun. Teachers were thick dragons, you might have learned something. Well, I'm not exactly thick. I'm actually quite skinny. I'm pretty tiny. Is Canadian Dragon Belly. He is kind of chubby. He's got a chubby dragon look. A little bit. But he's mostly fluffy. It's like okay, it's like Are You Started at a 5th grader, but I have to graduate high school to win. Like, I have to get all the way to grade 12. You know what I mean? I'm familiar with prion diseases. Yes, of course. Yes, I know what they are. I don't deeply research prion diseases, but I do know what they are, yeah. I'm just Blue Spyro? What do you mean I'm Blue Spyro? Spyro never had cute arm socks or leg socks or cute beans like these. What do you mean? Your dreams are still failing research writing? I thought that you meant like you were dreaming that one day you could fail a research project. And I'm like, well, that's not much of a dream, but yeah, femboy Spyro, what the heck? I'm not even the same color. You prefer the lean body shape? I got that shape. Have I ever researched or looked into things that cause mental degradation? Actually, I literally just ran, with response to Alzheimer's, I literally just ran a bunch of Alzheimer's slides today, actually. Something that my company is working on is developing a brain panel for our system. So, and it specifically detects things like Alzheimer's and stuff like that, yeah? I have glowy horns, I do. Cute body shape, glowy horns, cute markings, pretty clothing. I got the hips, I got the tail, I got everything. You pulled a muscle in your leg and now both legs want to end you. Aw. Well, do your stretches, rest your legs, maybe you'll feel better. Thank you, Mander, I appreciate that. Yeah, I really like it.
Cute horns, glowy body shape, who could it be? SYMC.
Oh, you couldn't pronounce that? SYMC? Simp? That's not a word in your language dictionary, Noodles? You won't be able to get the new Pokemon right away? You're not going to be able to add your Fuecoco gang? Aw, well, that's okay. Don't worry. Fuecoco's the only little guy I need. You're definitely donating your body to science. You know what's messed up? Is that, like, technically there's a law where you can't sell human body parts for profit, right? Where did I find this model? So this is a Kobo doll model, which I think you could just find by Googling Kobo doll model. But it's been modified to be pretty custom. The horns are custom. A lot of the cheeks and stuff like these things are custom. The texture is all custom. The Kobo doll doesn't have, like, these scales on it. And I have different mouth shapes, courtesy of a specific person in chat. And a few blend shapes that I haven't shown you guys yet. But yeah. It's from Nicorito, yeah. Am I picking Fuecoco over Weedcat? Absolutely. Weedcat sucks. You guys can have your opinions about that, but the true answer is that the Weedcat sucks and the duck sucks. And Fuecoco is one of the greatest Pokemon to ever be made. But yeah, so you know what's messed up is you can't sell human body parts for profit, right? It's illegal. You literally can't do it, at least in America. I don't know about other places, but anyway, in America, you can't. But when you donate your body to science, we can take your organs, turn them into wax, slice up them tissue, put it on a slide, and then you can sell me that slide for $50 a piece. Clipping you saying that the duck sucks to use as blackmail? Do it, Webster. The duck sucks. There's already a clip of me saying Webster sucks. The lore is there. Clearly, I hate Webster. You could take a lot of clips of this channel and put them all together and edit a video together that would make you think that I actually really, really don't like Webster. For example, you could have just clipped that right there where I said, I really don't like Webster. And you could have just put that in a clip. I did say that. Yeah, it was like while we were playing Stardew, I was walking along and it's like, yeah, Webster sucks. And then I was like, oh no, I didn't mean that. I meant to say something else. Can a cute dragon be your father? I'm nobody's dad. Do I look like I could be somebody's dad? I could be nobody's dad. You can't sell ship of Theseus, but if you take all the parts off and build a new ship. Yeah, exactly. Crispy duck? Duck is delicious. I do think duck is tasty.
Wherever you go, I'm always...
What a quote, yeah. Although that quote is out of order contemporaneously, but yeah. Science says you want uppies too much to be a daddy? Exactly. I need uppies way too much. I'm too short to be anybody's daddy. But yeah, it's weird. Somebody said, hang on. Somebody said something here that I was like, ooh, I want to address that. Hang on. You can, but cute.
Duck, 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 duck. I love chicken so much, but I also like otter.
Well, that's because Ty is like tiny as hell. Yeah, I don't know. I might have missed it. Anyway, Rush Dolphin, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. Short is not a factor for father. Okay, but have you seen my Femi hips? These hips? You being 4'5". I don't know. Okay, but yeah, saying like I'm bigger than Tiger. Tiger is literally like 8 inches tall. Like, it's not hard to be bigger than Tiger. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anybody except maybe Foxpaws that's bigger, like smaller. Foxpaws might be smaller than Tiger. Yeah, Tiger is like 8 inches tall. You're not a dad, you're a child. Literally true, literally true. Calling out Foxpaws? Wait, do you guys not know? Hang on. This is Foxpaws' surfboard. That's a normal surfboard. That's Foxpaws' surfboard. See all these surfboards? They're all different sizes. Foxpaws surfboard, normal surfboard. Otter size surfboard. And like, this little one maybe could be Tiger's. Little tiny surfboards. But yeah, I mean, like, this dragon is only like 4'10", so, you know. And I don't know how many daddies are out there wearing, you know, programmer socks with pink hair. I'm way too gay. Song is this? Animal Crossing's Museum. Yeah, the little baby surfboard. That one's for Foxpaws for sure. All right, see you later, Sam. Have a good rest of your day. These, they're programmer socks. See? Yeah. You want to get some thigh-high socks? Do it. You can get some really good ones. I don't remember what the website was, though. There were really good ones, though. They're Wicked Witch socks? What the heck are you talking about? What the heck is a Wicked Witch sock? But yeah, they are comfy. You should get them. They're nice. The only thing for me is that I have pretty big thighs because of hockey. And so it's hard to get them like in the right size because sometimes they're too tight. Like they're made for like little twig legs. I don't have twig legs. See? Look at the size of these thighs. It could be tough. Witches wear these socks? I don't know what you're talking about. Do I know much about proteins in cooking like gluten versus meringues? So this is actually really funny. I was making bread this weekend and we were talking about like, oh, the gluten has to be like made when you're like kneading the bread. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? And I found out, actually, I researched it and looked into like what it actually means. And what happens is that there's gliadin and some other protein And when you mix them, they form like a mesh, and they stick to each other through disulfide bonds, and they form like a mesh that lets the dough be stretchy, which is interesting. Yeah, it's all detangled, and then you like knit it together, basically. It's interesting. It was really interesting to know that. But I didn't know that until like literally 3 days ago. You rarely wear the socks even though you're a dad? Listen. Listen. You can't just like find more reasons for me to be a dad. I've got eyeshadow. I've got pink hair. I've got programmer socks. The yeast farts and that's why it gets big. The yeast releases carbon dioxide, which is how it expands. The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the East, gets crushed by a house and he's wearing the same... Yeah, but they're not pink. New York water lets that happen more. That's why you have good pizza dough. Is that true? Like maybe there's sulfates in the water and that's like what makes it like maybe taste a little different? That's interesting. Just listen. The gluten balloon traps the yeast. Ah. Less chlorine. Ah. So if I distill the water, it's going to be better? I don't know. I think I heard a podcast about that where they were like, they spent a lot of time and money trying to figure out like what it was that made New York pizza taste the way it did. And then they like tried to figure out like what the water composition was or something like that. It was interesting. Come on, you need a father figure in your life. There are far better people suited for this than me. Hey, Young Fluffy, hi. How about I just be a cute figure in your life and you look at me while I'm streaming and we hang out together and maybe we paint our nails together, you know, get cute nails. We do our hair, get all pretty, go shopping together. We get cute outfits, cute Twinkie outfits to make all the boys jealous. You know what I mean? We could do that. Yeah, it's mani-pedi time. Time to get cute. You're rolling your eyes? Why? What's my opinion on Chris Pratt with Mario? Okay, so I do have opinions on that. There's actually a clip from my channel where I talk about like how, oh, the problem with the new Mario movie is that Bowser's not hot anymore because Jack Black is voicing Bowser. And I am here to say that it turns out actually Jack Black as Bowser is really hot. He has a really good voice. I didn't expect that, but they ruined Mario, so I don't know. Do you have to donate $100 and go into debt? You don't have to do anything. All right, crafting creator, have a good night. See you later. Thank you for coming by. Honestly, I was just worried that Jack Black was going to be like Kung Fu Panda, except on Bowser, basically. But he's not that. He's actually really growly, and it's actually pretty great. You have a different name from last time. I was wondering, what is your normal name? Chris Pratt as Mario sounds like Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Oh, no. Yeah, when he growled, open the gates, I was like, oh, man. I was like, oh, no. It was like, haha, I'm in trouble. Yeah, he like changed his voice for the movie. It was crazy. It was really good, though. Nothing is going to make you love Jack Black. That's fine. That's more for me. I just am happy that they didn't make Bowser sound like Nacho Libre or like, you know, Kung Fu Panda. That was my whole thing. That would have made me sad. But as is, I think it's pretty good. You don't see a problem with the Mario voice they picked? So, okay. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, he doesn't sound like Italian, right? But then I read like a thing where it's like, well, wouldn't it have been a problem if you put Chris Pratt in there and then had him try to do his best Italian, like, impression, that's a little problematic. You know what I mean? It's like, that is basically like taking a white guy and making them do like an Asian voice. It's not great. It's pretty bad optics. So I get that, and maybe he's going to do his best with what he has, but he's not going to be an Italian plumber is the problem, right? The answer to this, of course, is you should have just cast an Italian in the role, of course, instead of just Chris Pratt, but here we are, you know? But whatever. Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't just use the normal voice actor for Mario. I don't know, it's a little weird. Yeah, Chris Pratt, exactly. Do I have to threaten to ruin your legs, probably not be able to walk anymore? Oh my god. I'm not, listen, chill out. I'm not going to become anybody's dad. Yeah, Charles Martinet's usual voice isn't great, but he's a voice actor. That's, I think, probably where they were at, is that he's like, they were like, we're trying to go for a modern vibe with it. And then like the actual Mario voice probably would have meshed a little weird when they were trying to like put normal people's voices in there and not like cartoony voices, I think, maybe. They're going to start the movie in real life and portal Chris Pratt. They're going to portal into an interdimensional portal to get to the Mushroom Kingdom. Maybe. I doubt it, though. That would surprise me. I don't think that's going to happen. Always high-pitchy, and perhaps they wanted a more real or relatable sounding voice. Yeah, so my theory is that they just kind of just wanted to go to something that was a little bit more accessible and a little less cartoony, basically. You know what I mean? Hi, Fox Plays. Welcome in. Because otherwise, I think they would have like gone with like something that's more cartoony, like the traditional actor. But the traditional actor, how much is he actually saying in video games, right? He's going like, wah, yahoo, or whatever, right? Like, he's not actually, like, doing whole dialogue and acting. He's just making sound effects, basically. And that's, like, a different thing than actually being in a movie. You know what I mean? The mushroom guy was funny. I actually think that casting him as Toad is brilliant. I think he's going to be a great Toad. I think that's going to be really funny. The penguins. The penguins are literally just Piplup. In fact, I thought they were Piplups. Yeah, Mario has never talked. That's the thing. Toad has teeth. Does Toad have teeth? That is weird. Am I ready for Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong? You know, before the movie, though, if you had told me that Seth Rogen was Donkey Kong, I could have seen that, to be honest. I probably could have seen that. I hope they have the Mario 64 backwards star glitch where he flies up the stairs backwards and makes that iconic sound. I hope that at some point, Chris Pratt backward long jumps through the game. He like goes like, what? What? And just like backward long jumps up the staircase or something like that. Yeah, where does Donkey Kong even come into the... Okay, where does he come into the plot? But more specifically, what is the plot? Is there a plot? I don't know. But is it just about Piplup invading Bowser's castle? Is that the whole thing? There's just an army of Piplups invading the castle? Oh my god, is that Juice?
Sync. Juiceps just rated with 188 viewers.
Juiceps,
for
what's
our
up?
raiders.
Hi. We're not a Wi-Fi order today, but the Wi-Fi is still clean. Welcome on in, guys. Hi. How the heck did your stream go? What a coincidence. We were just talking about how hot Bowser is. It's exactly the type of thing that your viewers would want to talk about. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. Hi. You think Sync is hot? Well, this is not Sync, but listen, you can still call me hot. It's okay. I don't mind. Chat, come here. Hello, Raiders. Welcome. First of all, you guys get the beans. Beans. Welcome in, guys. To introduce myself, hi, I'm Sync. I'm a variety streamer. We stream on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. On Tuesdays, we do VR streams. On Saturdays, we do simulator-type games like City Skylines, Planet Zoo. Right now, we're playing Subnautica on Saturdays. And on Sundays, we do Stories and Choices Matter-type games. On Sunday, we're actually going to be starting Until Dawn, brand new. Never played it before, never watched it be played. I'm totally spoiler-free on it. Should be a great time. Feel free to stick around and check that out. I'm also a biologist in real life. Sometimes we break things down scientifically, and if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that follow button and stick around. Welcome on in, guys. Dirk is cute and apparently got thighs. I do have thighs. We got the leggies. We got the painted nails. These cute nails. And the beans. Don't forget the beans. And don't forget the fluffy tail. Dober Doggo, Kamiyina, hi. Desolate Fox, Shovel Doggy, and Wolfie-kun, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swimming on by. Welcome, welcome. How the heck is going? What is this world? This is my world. It's called the Clam Club. I could give you guys a tour if you want, since you're new here. This is my world. It's like a beach surf club, basically. I could take you to the front and we could take a quick look at it. If you type !Clam Club in the chat, it will take you to the world. This is, you can visit on VR chat. It's open to anybody. This is instant since it's not because I'm streaming. But it is here. This is the night version of the world specifically. There are two versions. There's the daytime and the night version. We launched the night version a few months ago, and you can see there's the stars up here. This is actually a NASA star sky map. So there are actual constellations in here. Over there is Orion. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the Big Dipper is up above me or whatever. And if you look back up here, there's like the moon. The mun is up there. And then we've got, this is the front of the club right here. Twitch compression hates this. Don't love hearing that. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, but anyway. So there's the front of the club. We've got like the bar in here. We've got some of the viewer pictures from our hangouts that we've done before. You can see some people here. We've got some art of me up here on the wall in here in the club. You can go upstairs. I love when I look like this. You can stargaze the Clam Club. That's true. This is the upstairs. This is where I live. This is basically Sync's bedroom. Got some more pictures on the wall of my mods and stuff like that. There's a picture of some more viewers over here. Got a cool TV over here that you can hang out at. We got a little cuddle corner right over here. Looks over the beach. You can watch the stars up here. Cuddle with your favorite friend. Hang out in there. Come in here. You got a bedroom. This is my bedroom. I feel like I'm on like that 90s TV show. What it was it? The Cribs show or whatever. This is where the magic happens. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can get a better look. Yeah, MTV Cribs. We've got the bed here, tiny little bed. It's otter size. A lot of this world is based on multiple sizes of people. So there's like things for short people, things for larger people. There's things for everybody to do. There's this cute sort of homage to my streaming setup. You can see I've got a short little desk for an otter. We've got that tiny little gamer chair right there. It's pretty cute. And then on the outside at the back, we've got the theater area back here. There's like a cool little amphitheater here. You can put movies up here. You can watch streams. It's set to chill hop normally, so you listen to some chill stuff. Things for 10-foot tall people. 10-foot tall people can definitely hang out outside. You could definitely do that. You could hang out outside. There's like some hammocks and fireflies out here to chill out over there. Some day beds and whatnot. There's the surfboards, of course. There's also pool here if you want to play pool. There's the surfboards. Surfboards for every size of person. There's the pride flag right there. We've got surfboards for tall people, medium-sized people, short people, and micros. This one right here, this is for micros. Would be Rexy sizes. I've got Rexy people that hang out here. We've also got a pool. Cool little pool here. There's a hot tub over there. Balls in the pool. Nice pool over here. Some more places to hang out over there. Pretty nice. Yeah, it's my favorite. I mean, it's my favorite place. And then there's one other area, which is downstairs, right over here. Yep. And if you go downstairs, and this is, I think, one of my favorite things that we did in the world. The pool is super cozy. One of the cool things about the pool is that if you go to the control room, controls in the world, you can control the height of the pool, and it's set individually. So if you're short, if you're like a tiny otter, you can actually make the pool less shallow for you, so that when you're standing in the pool, it will just be waist height, and you don't have to like use your OVR to move your character or anything like that. But taller people will just sink to the further bottom of the pool, and in that way, it accommodates like short and tall people, and then like the short people can talk to the tall people. It's really nice. What if we kissed in the pool? Ooh, woo. But this is the theater. This is where we host our community movie nights. So sometimes we hang out, we watch some movies. There's this big like 40-foot TV screen down here and 2 big speakers on the side of the walls. So in this part of the world, if you stand here and you play a movie on this screen, it actually comes across in stereo. So when you're sitting down here, you'll actually get like the stereo sound of the movie. It's a really nice place to watch a movie. I love it. It's got a cool cuddle pit over here. And I don't know if this comes across on stream, but there's like a water effect on these little fountains that I think is so cool. Like it's actually like liquid, and it's like running down from the roof to over the wall down to the bottom. It's really, really cool. Does it come across on stream? A little bit. Honestly, if you have VR, you should come check it out. It's cool in VR. It's really, really cool. But that's one of my favorite places too. But that's most of the world. There are some other places that you can explore and find. And there's a cuddle pit back there. The cuddle pit's one of my favorite places to hang out. For sure. All right, let's bring the camera back down. Oh my gosh, Tiger.
Same.
It's the double
Same.
raid.
Tiger raid just raided with 93 viewers.
Hi,
Applause up
guys.
for our raiders.
Can I guys put your beans up for our raiders? I didn't have you put your beans up for the other raiders, but guys, put your beans up for Tiger Raiders. That's for both raids. Raiders always get free beans. Hello, welcome on in. How is it going? Ty, I hope you had an amazing stream. Welcome, welcome. Here's your beans. Free beans. You got your foot beans. Free foot beans. I can't get my foot beans up that high. Beans. Welcome in, guys. Hi, I'm Sync. I'm a variety streamer. Stream on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. On Tuesdays, we do VR. Saturdays, we do simulators. Right now, we're playing Subnautica on Saturdays. And on Sundays, we do stories and choices matter type games. Right now, we're going to be starting new on Until Dawn on Sunday, which is, I think, going to be a great time. Really fun. I've never played it, so it should be good. I'm also a biochemist in real life, and if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that follow button and stick around, and welcome on into the Clam Club. Fox the Mascot and Sus Mouse, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for showing on by. Speaking of the Clam Club, that's where we're at right now. We're hanging out. How the heck was your stream, Ty? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, guys. Favoritism? What do you mean? I don't even remember what we were talking about before these raids. Oh, we were talking about Hot Bowser. Yeah, we were talking about how hot Bowser is. And the Mario movie. You had a lot of good conversations in Ty's stream. I was there for a little bit. I definitely saw some stuff. Yeah, Daddy Bowser, exactly. Because I thought that Bowser would be less hot because Jack Black was voicing him, but it turns out I was wrong, and actually Jack Black's voice, whatever he's doing for that movie, is working for me. It's working for me. Yeah, great trailer. You're not here? Hi, Hama. How's it going? But yeah, whatever they did for Bowser, like when he like opened the door, when he like went over and he was like, open the gates. I was like, oh, Bowser Daddy, oh. Hi, Eris. Hi, welcome in. But yeah, welcome, Raiders. I hope you're having a good stream. I hope you're having a good night. Welcome in. Don't tell anyone you're here. You should be asleep. Okay, I won't tell anyone. I promise. I promise I won't tell anybody. Yeah, I'll open my gate for Daddy Bowser for sure. For sure. You'll have to see the trailer. You haven't seen it yet. The only thing about it is that I was confused why there were hundreds of Piplups attacking Bowser. Are there penguins in the lore of Mario? I guess there is. In Super Mario 64, there's penguins? I don't know. But yeah, if you're going to bed, Hama, good night. And thanks for dropping by. I guess there are penguins, but I've never. There are very few penguins I've actually seen in Mario that I can think of, to be honest. It's the opposite. Bowser was attacking the Piplups. Oh. Oh, so maybe the story of the movie is that like Bowser's like expanding his territory, and like Mario's gonna be like, oh no, we can't let them have the Mushroom Kingdom. We gotta fight them or something. There's many kingdoms outside the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh. Honestly, I didn't know there was lore. I didn't think that the lore of Mario went that deep, if I'm being honest. I thought it was just like, there's Mario. And that's the lore. Like, you know what I mean? It's the reason he grabbed the star. Ah. I honestly didn't think that Mario had, like, actual lore. I thought that Mario was just like, I don't know, sometimes Mario goes to space or whatever, and sometimes Mario just chills out down here. You know what I mean? There's so many memes about Bowser yeeting the penguin. I have not seen those. I haven't seen those. Of course, he's after power. Ah. I don't know. I'll probably watch the movie. I don't know if I'm like gonna think it's good. I don't know. We'll see. Galaxy, Odyssey, and 64 enter the chat. I might have joked you. But is there lore in those games? Or are they just sort of games? Like, that's the thing. I don't know if they was ever intended to have like a compendium of lore to Mario or whatever. Real life Mario movie had a very strange story where someone was turning people into dino heads. Can they turn me into dinosaur? I would love to be a dinosaur. Can you TF me into a dinosaur, Uwu? Please? Turn me exactly into this and I'll be happy. We're gonna get to quantum theory? Whoa, hang on. Speaking of quantum theory, did you guys read the news about the Nobel Prize this year? Just me? Just me? Okay, never mind. It's really cool, though. It is really cool. In Super Mario 64, the paintings are gateways to teleportation to the other worlds. Oh. Yeah, but so the Nobel Prize this year, and I know, okay, guys, I know people that came from Tiger Stream and people that came from, like, frick. Tiger Stream? My brain, dude. What's his... Tiger Stream? Oh, no. Joseph's stream. Thank you. I'm like, the guy that draws the underworld bulges. Oh, my God. Yeah. The people that that came here, I know that you guys just want me to talk about underworld bulges and like, you know, hot dads or all that kind of stuff. And I get it for sure. But just hear me out for like 5 seconds, okay? Just hear me out, okay? It's not hot, and it's not underwear bulges, and it's not like furry art. I get it, but hear me out. It's really cool, okay? Fox Striker, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome. But yeah, basically, we proved that the universe isn't locally real. And basically what that means is that it's a quantum theory. So you guys know about the quantum theory where, like, you might know quantum entanglement exists. So quantum entanglement is basically that two subatomic particles can be linked together, and they basically communicate with each other. So when you observe one, you might observe that and its spin is up. And then if that's the case, basically what we've proved is that if you observe this one is up, the other one will always be down, basically. They're always in opposite states to each other, right? And so you might think, well, does that mean if I flip this, it will flip this? Well, that's not the case. We have no way to manipulate the spin, basically, of these quantum particles. But what we proved, basically, is that these spins exist simultaneously in both up and down configurations. They're not always one. They're both, right? So it depends on when you observe it, it changes. But there's this really weird thing where basically if you never ask it to choose whether it's up or down, it's both. It's both and neither and none. It basically is nothing. It only adopts that confirmation when we look at it. And so basically, the universe is it seems like the universe basically isn't deciding what it is until it's observed. And so what that means is that nothing that you see or observe is actually real until it's observed. So basically, the universe doesn't get loaded in until someone looks at it. That's what we proved. Yeah, we can't make quantum telephones yet, but it is really, really cool. Don't worry, we'll get back to underwear bulges or whatever. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those. I don't know if you can tell. I don't have one of those, but like, you know, I do my best with what I've got. Yeah, the universe is just efficient coding. It confuses you. It's not that complicated. The ultimate thing is basically like, honestly, it gives a lot of credence to the universe as a simulation theory, but yeah. It's really weird. The present only exists in the present, but it's not that. It's not that. It's more complicated than that. So basically, the quantum theory now states basically that the multiverse could exist or that we live in a simulator. Basically, those are the two options. So essentially, every time we observe an atom, another universe is born. Because both of those spins have to exist simultaneously. Or at least that's what the math checks out to. But yeah, really cool. Like I said, sometimes we do things scientific here. If you guys are interested in that, you should definitely check out some of the videos on YouTube about it. But it's very, very interesting. I think it has a lot of implications. I don't think it's going to be useful technologically for a very, very long time, but it is very cool. How do you know that some other universe, that there really is some other universe, not just some mirror? Well, that's the thing. You could never prove that. You could literally never prove it. Because you can't, by definition, if another universe exists, it wouldn't be a universe if I could access it or see it. You could never see another universe because otherwise it would be part of my observable universe. Some kind of dimension interacting with things that we aren't aware of that could explain it? Maybe, but we don't know what it is. Yeah, if that is anything. Or the universe we live in is a collapsed version of the quantum state that matches our observation. Yeah, that's true too. Either way, it has a lot of effects on determinism and stuff like that we don't really know anything about, which I think is really cool. I think it does lead a little bit of evidence towards the simulation theory, which is interesting to think about. But yeah, it's a cool thought. It's a cool finding for sure. But it could be multiverse as well. I don't know. I'm torn on that. I think there's a lot of different things that it could be. But yeah, we're not there yet. But it was an interesting discovery. So anyway, how about that hot Bowser? Basically, scientists are just there like, look, there's more to the universe than we realize we don't know. You think you remember reading some of the scientific something or other that suggested that, wow, we can only perceive and interact in 3 spatial dimensions. Our universe has like somewhere between 9 and 11. Supposedly that is true, yes. But there's kind of no way to prove it, so... Yeah, oh yeah, hot Bowser, exactly. More likely, we just don't understand the true mechanic of time and how it affects space and matter fully. That's also probably true. Yeah, there's a lot of this that, like, obviously it's like, there's a lot of these things where it's like, okay, well, we just don't know. There's like just no way to prove this. We'll never know. Well, not never, but there's a lot more to talk about or discover. But I still think it's interesting, and it's a big finding. It's not as big as like other Nobel Prizes, but it's interesting. Should Bowser Jr. be in the Mario movie? I think Bowser Jr. is cute, but I don't think he's cast as anything. So. But I think he's out there. I don't know if he's... Yeah, I don't think they're going to put him in the movie. Didn't they put like dry bones in there and like whatever? He's got all his Koopa Troopas or something. James Webb is changing science as we know it. Yes. And, oh, yeah. There's another really cool scientific discovery that I want to mention. Did you guys know that we have found I think it's either 6 or 8 required elements for life on one of the moons of Jupiter? I believe it's Europa. So we found like phosphate, oxygen, carbon, and like potassium, sodium, and like a couple others. But we found every single element required in our general understanding of making life on that moon. Because it's this big ice moon, and underneath the ice is like a 30 to 40 mile ocean, basically. And so supposedly it's basically the best place to find life that we've ever found. Convoy Davenport, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. So we're actually starting to design a probe that's going to go there, and it's going to tunnel into the ice, and then it's going to look for like evidence of life on that planet. Yeah. Warm water babies on Europa. How cool is it going to be if we drill into the ocean in Europa, and then we get down there, and as soon as we break through the ice, we like look under the ice, and it's just like a bunch of octopuses or something. Just fish and stuff are down there. How crazy would that be? Or how terrifying would it be if like the probe got under the ice shell and then like broke through, and it like starts drifting down and starts swimming through the water and like looking around, and it just doesn't seem like there's anything around. But then like all of a sudden there's like a and it hears like this huge sound, and then all of a sudden it like turns the camera, and it just sees this huge sea creature just swallow up the camera and eat it. Like a big freaking space moon kraken. And it gets Subnautica. Do you think they would tell us if they find life? I think it's interesting to suggest that we wouldn't, because like there are like I think the idea that like people say like, oh well, they would never tell us if there's life on Earth or other planets is like a really big misnomer, because like every scientist in the world that is working on this stuff, that's our whole thing. That's the only thing we're trying to do, is find that stuff so we can tell you. And there's like a whole protocol around, within several days, we are required to tell you if we find it. Like literally required by law. In fact, the SETI code, the way that SETI works is that if they detect like a signal, they literally are required to talk to every other radio telescope and say, hey, look here to confirm my signal, because you have to have more than one point of data to prove it. So you would literally have to tell everybody on Earth the second that it happens. You in Tiger Stream went ahead and got a salad. Dude, I love salad. I was just talking about how much I love salad. Welcome, welcome. Also, yeah, hi Flay. Hi Liza. What if it's just a bunch of otters under the ice? Oh, best planet ever. But yeah, NASA doesn't hold secrets. That's the thing, is that, in fact, and I don't think you guys maybe know this either, when NASA takes an image, any image that they take from James Webb, from Mars probe, from Chandra, from Hubble, from any of their instruments, all of those instruments and all that data, all the data that NASA collects is required to go into a public database. That's part of the charter of NASA. So after a certain number of hours after the image is taken, and that data is taken, it goes into a public database that everybody has access to. And it's all available, it's free, and is required. It's unedited, it has to be dumped into a public database. That is part of the NASA charter, actually. So if we found pictures of alien life on another planet, it would be available like 24 hours later. Even UFOs. But keep in mind, NASA's not looking for UFOs. So, you know, although my personal opinion is that UFOs don't exist, so. Unless it's something proprietary to a specific company. Sure, yeah, exactly. So if a specific company, or if it's a military-related operation, those can be restricted, but most of those are on SpaceX these days. NASA doesn't really do military contracts anymore, so. And yeah, exactly. If they found life on another planet, you don't think that they would like get a huge boost in funding and everyone wouldn't be like, holy crap, give them money, go find the life, right? Like it would be for sure. I did see Don't Look Up. That movie is terrifying. Oh my God, I hate that. I love that movie, but I hate it. Would newly found asteroids count as unidentified? I mean, if we can identify what they are, then no. Yeah, NASA, where's my dragons? The only thing you worry about with finding life on other planet we can live on is we as humans would just think we could continue to trash our planet. See, but I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think people know that like we are trashing this planet and want to change it. I just think it's happening slower than it could be because of capitalism, right? But yeah, I don't think people realize like how much data is available. Like if you want to, you can literally go onto the James Webb Space Telescope database and be like, hey, what did you find? Show me the picture. Like you could literally look up a list of everything that James Webb has ever looked at in the last like 2 months or 3 months, and its associated scans, what exactly the data is. But the thing is that you aren't interpreting that data, right? You don't have a supercomputer to interpret that data. So it's a little misleading in a way, but the data's public. You could do it if you had the data and the science and the know-how, you could do it. Like you could see like the composition of certain stars and all that kind of stuff. It's publicly accessible. Yeah, the Kennedy Space Center is really, really interesting. And yes, also, I'll talk about the UFO thing in just a second. But yes, I also think a global carbon tax would be like pretty good. Smells like dragon booty. This booty. You guys ever seen that candle called Dragon Bussy? That's true. There are a lot of people who just don't care. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, what are you gonna do? Techie Fox, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swimming on by. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, anyway, you could literally look up all this data online. But as far as the UFO thing goes, it's butt gases. As far as the UFO thing goes, I think a lot of people want to believe that these aliens are like visiting Earth or whatever, but the truth actually is, probably this is not, again, something that a lot of people know, but it kind of dispels and breaks the whole thing, the whole concept that UFOs are actually visiting us. Did you know that disproportionately, like 90% of all UFO sightings are in the United States of America? Like 90%. Almost all of them are in the United States. Ultimate Husky, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. And people think that, oh, well, they're aliens. Well, no. Probably much more likely it's just secret government projects that you don't know what they look like. Because that's how the American government works, right? Astroth Grim, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. On the plus side, Don't Look Up scenario, we just successfully crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid. Yeah, that project was really, really cool, actually. And I'm really glad that it works because it basically means that now we can put funding into NASA to build a bunch of like asteroid deflectors and just have them on hand to basically solve an existential threat, which is really good. Fluffy Powerful Wolf, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. Area 51's Action Alaska. No, it's definitely there, but yeah. Someone made a report that there was a UFO hovering next to the moon on a clear night, and it was the moon. 3 times the established margins of success. That's really good to hear. Yeah. I mean, that's an existential threat that basically we just don't have to worry about in that case. It does make that movie that Aerosmith was in, or with Willie Billis or whatever his name was. That movie sucks now. Armageddon or whatever. Basically makes that movie completely silly. What? Bruce Willis, yes. Willie Billis. Hi, Maze. But yeah, I honestly think that like all of UFO sightings are basically just secret government ops. There's that one video where like the fighter jet pilots are like, oh, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, well, yeah, the fighter jet pilots don't know what it is because it's a secret government plane that they aren't telling the pilots about. Why would they tell them about it, right? The possum? This is Noodles. Noodles is our chat tuber. For 1,000 points, 50 bits, or a subscription, you can make them speak. Noodles is doing great. Noodles loves it here. You saw a triangle-shaped UFO? What you probably saw was a bomber. What you probably saw was a bomber on a test flight. So, yeah, you believe that we were the original aliens. We fled our destroyed worlds, landed here, ripped apart our ships to make things, and sort of devolved over time. So the Battlestar Galactica theory, yeah, for sure. Hi, Noodles. I don't think that that is impossible. Talking about planes here while I'm here to rage quitting Top Gun Maverick after 10 minutes. I heard it was okay. I heard it was an all right one. Yeah, this possum's like one of my favorite things I've added to stream. They'll come out and talk whenever somebody redeems things and stuff like that, and they're really, really cute. But yeah, I think that the theory of panspermia is possible. What I don't think it's likely, and I don't think it's probable even. I don't think it's like I don't know. I don't think it's likely to be very good, like a very good theory. But one theory that I really do love is the theory that like we actually came from Mars. That like Mars was like actually where life began in our solar system. And then over like millennia, the planet sort of like lost, like, so I don't know if you guys know this. Mars doesn't have the core of Mars it doesn't spin anymore. So we have a magma core, right, in Earth, which spins, which generates an electric field around Earth, which protects us from ionizing radiation from the sun, right? That's what the ozone layer is. It protects us from the sun. And that's how life is able to exist on Earth.
Sync docent feed me. It's been 27 seconds and I am starving.
Okay, so you ate 27 seconds ago. That doesn't count as eating? Listen. Yeah, you'll get your food after stream. Just chill. But yeah, so Earth has the magnetosphere, like with just in general, it protects us from ionizing rays. Mars had that. It did at one point have a magma core, and that protected the planet. Mars has an atmosphere, but most of the atmosphere has been blown away by solar winds over time because it lost its magnetic core. But the theory that life first originated on Mars when it had a magnetic core and an atmosphere, because we know it had water, we know it had an atmosphere, we knew it had everything that it would need to sustain life, but it just doesn't have life anymore, right? So it wouldn't surprise me, I guess, if millions and millions of years ago, Mars did have life on it. And then maybe that life moved over, right? Possible. It's a little chilly there. To be fair, with an atmosphere, it wouldn't be, right? It's actually technically Mars is still in the Goldilocks zone. It's a little cold, but if it had a very thick atmosphere, it could sustain a pretty decent amount of heat. Then why are humans less advanced? Because humans didn't evolve until whatever 30,000 years ago. I don't think that humans traveled here on spaceships. But the panspermia thing is a theory. But I also don't subscribe to that theory. That's not how I think life forms. But yeah. I don't think that's actually how it happened. I think it's much more likely that both planets had life at some point. In fact, my personal theory of alien life is that at least simple life probably exists almost everywhere that we're going to look. I think it's pretty possible that we have life on Mars, life on Europa, life on Earth, life on basically anywhere we go. But it's unlikely to evolve to being technologically aware. So life is unlikely to grow technology, but very likely to at least spawn, basically. People enjoyed Top Gun Maverick, but in the opening scene, he survived ejecting from a jet flying at Mach 10 with no injuries. Maybe he's just built different. Mars gravity isn't enough to keep a decently dense atmosphere captive. Actually, it could be. Like I said earlier, it's because it doesn't have a magnetic core, and so the solar rays kind of blow it all away. It's not about the density. Actually, it's pretty close in density to Earth, there's no reason that it couldn't capture an atmosphere, and does have an atmosphere, but it just can't be contained because it was all blown away by solar winds, basically. Yeah, we're doing science today, apparently. I don't know. I never have a plan for what we're going to talk about when I start these streams. I kind of just start streaming and start talking, and then we just figure out where it goes. I'm doing great. But did you guys know, and thank you for asking, Flaming Gamer, I appreciate that. Did you guys know that one of the ways that we've talked about colonizing Mars is that what we could do is build a giant ring around the entire equator of Mars, like all the way around, and then we would power it with like a nuclear reactor that would create an electrical field around Mars, and then you would go and melt the poles to like get water back into the planet, basically, and then allow that to evaporate and basically like seed the planet with an atmosphere, basically, because you could do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing it, basically. You would just have to fuel the reactor, and then you would just have an atmosphere. It would be expensive, but think about it this way. If you could just buy, 6 trillion acres of land on another planet, how much would you pay? You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You could just put a magnetic shield on a Lagrange point between the sun and Mars. You know what? Actually, that's true too. You could do that. That's actually true. Both are options. I don't know which is better, but yeah, you could do both. That's a really good point. Capriorin. But yeah, that's a good point. The movie Total Recall, they melted the ice to create air. Yeah, there's no reason you couldn't do that. How about they colonize Mars in science fiction or anime? I say Cowboy Bebop. The Ringworld idea is cool. It's a cool idea, and it's totally possible. I think it's easier to access. That's the only thing. Because if you had a problem at a Lagrange point between Mars and the sun, it's very difficult to get out there to do repairs. But if it's on the planet, it's much easier. So that would probably have to be considered as well. But yeah. But I think it would be cool. But yeah, talking about like life on these planets, I think that life probably did exist on Mars, and I think that we're probably going to discover that pretty soon. I think that life probably existed on Venus, and we will probably figure that out at some point, but not anytime soon. I think life probably does exist on Europa. I think it probably does exist on Enceladus and maybe Titan, several other moons that are in positions where they could be. Should you join the meme clan for the Garfield Kart World Cup 2? Yes, absolutely. Go for it. But I think we'll probably find at least simple life basically everywhere in our solar system, or evidence that life did exist there at some point. And I think that the James Webb Space Telescope within the next 2 years will prove that life exists in other planets as well. Venus couldn't? Venus couldn't now. But did you know that in the upper atmosphere, there are actually little like clouds of like nice places to live, where like you could like build a city on top of the clouds basically, and you'd be totally comfortable. And also the reason Venus is the way it is because of runaway greenhouse gases. There was a time where actually Venus didn't look the way it did, and it was actually quite temperate. So that's so optimistic. Everybody talks about life like it's so rare. I think that life is everywhere, but complex life is not. I think we're going to find life basically everywhere. Titan is possible one because there's water there. I think the day astronauts get to Mars, that'll be exciting. I think that's going to happen within the next 15 years, probably. We'll send somebody to Mars. I will not be surprised to see within the next 15 years somebody go to Mars. I think it's going to be like a drive-by, basically, because it takes like 3 months to get there. They're going to land and then just fly right back, basically. We're just waiting for the polygons to show up. Well, as we know, apparently, until we observe the life doesn't exist. So we could just send Elon Mars on a one-way trip. Please, yeah, that would be great. No, I don't think it takes 18 months. No, 18 months is the window. Every 18 months, there's a window to launch to Mars. It takes 3 months to get there, I think, and 3 months to get back, I believe. I believe this is true. Yeah, I think there is a Mars mission planned for like 2034 or 2036, I think it is. Yeah, life is yet to be rendered. Once we observe it, then it's going to be everywhere. Another reason you think that we're the aliens is because the animals are nothing like that. That's not true. The animals are everything like that, us. In fact, most animals are within like 2% of our DNA. In fact, if you go much further than 2% of DNA similarity, it becomes almost unrecognizable as life. If you depart at the launch window to get there, how long do you have to wait once you're there for the window to get back? You are okay. The window to launch back is like, you can be there for like a week or two, and then you can launch back. So you can launch at the beginning of the window, get there, and come back in the same cycle. The round trip, I think, is like a year or something like that. I'm not sure. Chi-Chi says 7 months to Mars. Yeah. So I think it's like a year to get there and back. But yeah, you'd be there for a while. You'd definitely be there for a while. Did I just call you a banana? What are you talking about? You like the glow of my eyes? How about my horns? You see my horns? The horns glow too. Oh, camera. Chill out. The horns up here and my nails, they all glow. And my markings glow. Have you guys seen this? Free rudder time, by the way. Hi, Silva. Hi. Once we get Gateway up and running out in space as a waypoint, it will have more capacity to travel longer. A big thing, I think, for space travel to other planets is going to be being able to launch from, like, the moon. Once we have an established moon base, that'll help a lot, basically. Especially if we can use the helium on the moon to, like, make rocket fuel, basically. That'll help a lot. Yeah, moon refuel is going to be big. If you can launch from the moon, you can go much faster, with less fuel, basically. Because then you can launch from there and basically put all your fuel into propelling yourself to there. And then you don't have to carry so much with you. It'll be really, really good. The moon has helium? Yes. A lot of it, actually. Like, a lot. Bananas are only 50% similar. And those are recognizable as life? Yeah. Well, is it actually 50%? But anyway, like, basically every mammal on Earth and bird, every mammal, bird, like lizard, rat, anything that you can see, any sort of animal on Earth, like it's actually an animal, even like invertebrates, like spiders, anything that's like a living animal is like within like 80% of our DNA. They're very, very similar. The glowing parts around my eyes and eyebrows. Yeah, all this has like texture, yeah. You want your Cobalt dragon to look someday? Designing how you want it to look? Yeah. So this was a custom, well, it was a commission. A friend of mine actually like built it all together. Also, I want to point you guys up a little bit more. Nope, that's not right either. Bring you guys down a little bit more. Right there, I think. But it was all built out for me. There's like some custom stuff, like the horns are custom. The textures and the paint are all custom. All this is custom and whatnot. Yeah, it's a little bit shaped different. Yeah, once we have things like, yeah, obviously we need moon obelisks, like the moon movie, exactly. But I think it's going to be really interesting what we find on the moon once we have a base there and whatnot. Oh, thank you, Convoy. I really appreciate that. 20 and 2% are very different claims. Yes, most mammals are probably within 2%. Dogs are like 99%. Like dogs, pigs, basically every mammal is like 2%, is what I'm trying to say. Birds are probably like 5%. Spiders are probably like 20%. Is there a Lagrange point between Earth and Mars? No. No. Because Mars doesn't orbit Earth. There's only Lagrange points between objects that orbit each other. So there's a Lagrange point between the Sun and Mars, Mars and its moons, but not between Earth and Mars, right? Because Earth and Mars are on different orbital periods, so they move away from each other too much. And so they could never, like, grab an object at the same time, basically. The Sunbird, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. Chimps are the 2% mark. Okay, I think we're talking about two different things, actually. Because when I say 2%, what I mean is, like, if I take any individual gene and I compare that gene to a monkey or a chimpanzee, those are almost 100% identical. The overall composition of the genome is different, but the genes that are expressed are almost identical. Those are two different things. Because when I do my gene comparison at work, when I do it, like, say, if I compare a gene, a monkey gene, a human gene, a dog gene, and a rat gene, those are almost always within, like, 0.1% similarity. Like, there's, like, one mutation. There are, like, some are so highly conserved, they just don't change. One of my favorite genes. Gosh. Well, I personally wear the Gap Stretch Flex Athletic Cut. But... So genes making bones in a dog is very similar to making bones in a human. Yeah, almost identical. There is a very small subset of genes that are added in or subtracted between dogs and humans that make a dog or a human. But, like, overall, certain genes, they're the same. So, yeah, they're so similar. So when we talk about, like, oh, how could we... Humans are different. They must have come from another planet because we're so different. Well, when you look at things genetically or on a molecular scale, that just turns out not to be true. How the texture, or at least the glowing shape around your eyes, is giving you an idea for how you could design your Kobo doll? Well, I'm glad I can be an inspiration, yeah. I wish I could take the credit for, like, having designed this myself. Basically what I did was basically just, I have a dragon character, like, but he's a feral. And so I took my feral dragon and basically handed it to a friend and said, like, hey, make something sort of designed based off this. And that's where we got this, basically. Why have we not been back to the moon? Because people are cheap, basically. Too big and you didn't even go through. Okay. Especially if you noticed I posted the other part of the message quick just so you'd see that. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I try to read every message. Sometimes it goes too fast, but I try to read every message for sure. That's very confusing. There needs to be a better way to talk about the alphabet versus any book written within it. Sure. But it gets more confusing when you talk about it on different levels too. There's many different ways to talk about, like, genetic composition, most of which we don't teach people because y'all won't understand it until you have, like, 3 years of genetic education. We don't have a ton of incentive to go to the moon. True, but I do think it's one of the best ways that we could research the solar system, and so I think it eventually will happen for sure. Will Ferrell is a dragon? What? Why? What do you mean Will Ferrell is a dragon? Well, we haven't built a city under the water because there's no reason to. It's just a novelty, but there is more of a reason to build a moon base, I think. Yeah, it is a Final Fantasy VII song. This is the Mako reactor, yeah? Yeah, it is. There is a lot of military interest in the moon, but I think, like, there's a lot of helium. There actually is resources we could get from the moon. And if we could make a moon base, it would be a really great way to start doing, like, asteroid mining. So, like, it's a great point to, like, come and grab and transport the resources before bringing them home. So, yeah. Yeet. Tootin' Wolf, welcome to the Clan Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome, welcome. Chest texture, and there's one area that shows the chest region and just area outside that. That's not confusing. You mean these little dots here? Yeah. I've got these coming all the way along here, and then I've got a couple extra scales that come through my tummy here. Kind of like these little splotchy boys. All the way down through here. You can kind of see it, like, comes down here, little here. Yeah, I like the texture of it because it kind of gives it sort of like a feeling of being all part of the same thing. You're a tornadic fox, but on an extremely new account. Aw, well, I'm glad to see you. Welcome in, welcome. Yeah, the moon, well, does the moon have water? It definitely has hydrogen and oxygen. I don't know if it has water. I think it has H3O, maybe? Maybe? Maybe it doesn't. It's got something like that. Oh, you deleted it, ah. Neil deGrasse Tyson explained how we provide the wrong information to help build out a foundation in education. Yeah, I talk about that a lot too. It's a little bit of a weird thing. We often give enough information to kids so that you understand the general concept of the world, but then we don't give enough information for you to actually grasp what's actually going on. We give you enough, but not enough to actually understand like the actual truth of things, unfortunately. Not enough to hurt yourself, exactly. The outline from the dots, yeah, I love it a lot. It does have water in the craters? Is that true? I've never looked into that. That might be true. I have no idea. Craters with approximately 12 ounces of water per cubic meter. If that's possible or true, that would mean you wouldn't have to ship. You could just get liquid oxygen there by separating it from the water through ionization. That would help a lot, yeah, for sure. If the moon is wet, then that's a big deal.
Everything I know about the moon, I know from Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, water ice. No, for sure. It's definitely not running water. Of course it's water ice, yeah. Or ice water or whatever, yeah. Hi, Chase. Welcome. By Earth standards, it's very dry, just not completely dry. If there's any at all, that's actually like a big deal, to be honest. But yeah, Flaming Gamer, I'm glad I could be some inspiration. I'm glad you like the model so much. I am surprised sometimes that people could recognize it as a Kobo doll, because it is, I mean, I guess it's recognizable maybe as a Kobo doll. It's just, it looks so different than the Kobo doll. Maybe I'll show you guys what the Kobo doll looks like, just so you guys get like an inspiration of like what it looks like. Let me see here. Where's the Kobo doll at? So this is what the Kobo doll looks like. So this is what my model is based off of, basically. So you can see it looks very, very different. It has wings. The horns are very different. It's got like weird like middle horn. The eyebrows are different. The eyes you can see are very similar. But overall, the model very, very different. Right? So this is what my model is based off of. Right? And when I wore this model, I was like, ooh, I really, really do like it. I love the way it feels. But it's not my colors, right? But it's very, very different. Imagine being on a Valve Index. I'm actually not. I'm on an HTC or whatever. But yeah, this is what the model originally looked like. And you can actually, I don't know if you guys can tell, look at the way the mouth moves. So this is the way the mouth used to move before I had it altered. I want you guys to really take that in and see how different mine is now. And I'm going to switch back to the other avatar. So going back to this avatar. So now look at the way the mouth moves. Yo. It's way different. So I got this modified so that it's got more of like a shape to it when we talk, which is kind of nice too. Big change, yeah. This is not part of the Kobo doll package. You can't get that. I paid somebody for this. It's definitely more smilier. It's got more expressions. And I've actually got more expressions added where I can like do like some stuff with my ears and my cheeks and my eyes and stuff like that. So that I can get a little bit more expressivity and stuff like that. But yeah. But the model is very different. You can see how much has changed. Like there's no nose horn. The horns are a different shape and texture. We've got piercings in the ear up here. I've got these cool little rings that represent a couple of my friends here. Yeah. Big change. Big changes. But the mouth stuff, I paid somebody for that, so I'm not just going to give that away, unfortunately. You're tired, but you want to watch the stream? Well, I have good news for you specifically. The stream is not much longer. We're probably only going to go for like another 20 minutes here. The new Meta Quest Pro was officially unveiled and went on pre-order, but it's $1,500 for a Quest? What the heck? Yeah, I pay for mouth stuff, exactly. Neo Slash, hi, welcome. The mouth stuff, I paid somebody for that, exactly. This is the kind of thing that you should add to the quote system. But yeah, the model itself, like, I don't know how to describe this. So how I got the model is I basically went through the fur hub, basically, and I was like, I really want to get like a dragon model. I don't know what I want, but I'm just going to start looking. And I tried on like every dragon model I could find, and then I found the Kobo doll. And as soon as I put the Kobo doll on, I was like, ooh, I look pretty though. I'm so cute. Look at me and my little Twinkie body and these cute little socks. Like, I immediately was in love with it. Immediately. And so I decided I wanted to do more with it. And then we went through and found, like, what exactly I wanted from that and what that would look like. But yeah. The pancake lenses on other headsets, though. What pancake lens? I don't know what pancake lens is. Yeah, I'm not going to get Facebook $1,500. Absolutely not. I hope it has a battery life of more than 2 hours for that price. $1,500 is a lot of money. Enterprise product, not a consumer product. I mean, I have the HTC Vive Pro 2. Excuse me for the coughing. I had a cold last week, and it's still getting through my throat a little bit. I regret buying the Vive Pro 2. If I was going to buy another headset, I would just get an Index, to be honest. I'm hoping that the Index eventually comes up with like a little bit more
Actually,
of
the way Sync turned into a dragon was they adventured into a deep dark cave and got TF'd by a magical dragon daddy.
I wish that was the truth. If that was the truth, I would have a much more fun ending to that story, to be honest. The Pimax 12K. Yeah, I've heard they have their own issues with Pimax or whatever. But if I could choose and go back and buy a new headset, I probably would have bought an Index and not what I have. But what I have works, so what can I say? You know what I mean? Recently put out an avatar that they made, and it looks really great. It's not the same as the Kobo doll, but the way she made it, it looks good. But my heart is always going to stick with Kobo doll because it's your first avatar. So I feel the same way about the Otter avatar. I'm having my Otter, basically renovated and fixed up by a friend of mine. Well, somebody that I paid that is a friend of mine. And it's going to be a really good. I'm attached to the Otter because it was my first VR avatar as well, so I get that for sure. What website did I get my avatar? This is the Kobo doll. It's a custom version of it. I don't remember who made it. Who made the Kobo doll? It's a Quest Pro with a new processor, new screens, optics, and face tracking. So you can have business meetings about sweet baby rays. But if you Google Kobo doll avatar, you should be able to find the avatar for sure. You're friends with the person that made the Kobo doll avatar? Well, tell them thank you from me. I don't know that they know that I stream with their model.
Sync,
I don't know how many people are...
Reeked Shep
Oh
just
God.
rated with 17 viewers. Pause up for our raiders.
Okay. Is really funny to me. First of all, put your paws up in the air for our raiders. Welcome on in. But it is really funny that he calls you Reeked. Reeked Shep. That's so good. But yeah, welcome on in, Raiders. Hello. Shut up. I didn't say it. He said it. Noodles said it. I didn't say it. Noodles call you Reeked. You must be stinky. Stinky Sheppy. But yeah, hi guys, I'm Sync. I'm a variety streamer. Stream on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. On Tuesdays, we do VR. On Saturdays, we do simulation type games or whatever I've been playing that day. We're playing Subnautica on Saturdays right now. And on Sundays, we play stories and Choices Matter type games. This Sunday, we're going to be starting Until Dawn, fresh this day. Fresh. I've never played it. It should be a fun time. I'm also a scientist in real life. And we like to break things down scientifically every once in a while. If that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that follow button down there and stick around. Welcome on in, guys. Welcome. I hope you had a good stream. All I know is that their avatar, not even the Kobo doll avatar, another dragon, is on Gumroad. I'd love to see it. You could feel free to put it in the Clam Club in my Discord. Nicorita TV. Nicorita TV is the name. Yeah, that's it. I should probably put the credits to that in my stream, but yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do Spooky Game Sunday. I was a little busy the first part of October. We really didn't do anything spooky. This last half of the October, we're probably gonna do more spooky stuff. I'm planning to do Phasmophobia, Until Dawn, and I've got a couple other scary games that I might try. So, should be fun. Should be fun. How do you get the public version of the Otter? You really like it, but you're broke. If you go to the Fur Hub, I believe it's there. If you can't get it there, you can go to, I believe the world is called Otter Space, AWTTER space on VR chat. And from there, they have the public avatars, I believe. I think that's true. Let me take a look here. Worlds. Search. Search me. If you just search Otter, I think it'll find it. Hit enter, submit. Yeah, Otter Space 2.5, that's the place. If you go to Otter Space 2.5, then it should have the Otter there. I believe that's true. Club Ott has the rainbow Otts. There should be a few different versions of it there. So for sure, you could check that out. And of course, if you want to know where to buy the avatar, it is in the description below. My stream, because Shade made my Otter. And so we put the credits down there. 1 second, I gotta clear my throat a little. All right, my voice was getting a little scratchy there for a second. Have I seen the guy on YouTube making his own haptic VR gloves? He only made them only using $60. Oh, so do they actually? Okay, what I've always wanted for VR controllers, actually, is just like for my VR controller to be like a glove. You know what I mean? Like, instead of being like a strap, you know what I mean? I want them to be like gloves that move with my hands, and so like they're much less cumbersome. I think it'll be really cool. You're gonna go be an otter now? Have fun. Yeah, it's really fun. I love my otter avatar. I'm really excited for my updated avatar. I think it's gonna be really, really cute. It's gonna have some really cool stuff that we can do with it. I'm really excited. Yeah, like a power glove, basically. They're gloves with like wires on it. I think that would be so cool. Like, give me that where like all my fingers are controllable individually because they're like actually built in. And then I want them to be like, I want them to have resistance on them. So like when I push into something, I can feel it. I don't know. That's what I want. Dragon time soon. Flay, are you going to be on VR tonight? Was that what you're saying? I'm already here. I'm already in Durg mode. Do I like table tennis? I have always tried to play tennis, but failed. Like, I'm so bad at it. I've tried, but I either hit it way too hard or way too soft. It just goes crazy. You're on right now. That's literally true. Yeah, there you are right there. There you are. You managed to get the Quest camera-based hand tracking to translate to index controller finger movement. See, I think that would be really cool. Durgs be pog. Durgs do be pretty pog. Dude, everybody's online. Why is everybody online? Are you guys all hanging out or something? What the heck? Except you're upgrading to Hall sensors. Okay, so I just today learned what a Hall sensor is, actually. Because I was playing Smash with my friends, and they were like, oh, we want to make a controller with Hall sensors. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And I learned that it was about, like, a magnet detecting how the, like, controller works or whatever. You'd come say hi, but then you'd embarrass yourself on stream. Flay, after stream, I'll come say hi really quick. Soon. I'll if you don't mind, I'll request an invite off you and I'll come hang out for a minute. You should take pictures on VR chat, but you can't because you have a Quest. You could just use the camera in the game, can't you? I feel like it has there's their camera or whatever, right? I think that should be true for everybody. You should be able to take pictures. A friend managed to the Quest cameras, but yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool. Like, just being able to, like, not have gloves or anything like that, and just be able to, like, have the hands tracked or whatever. I think we'll get there eventually. I think the technology is not quite there yet, but I think it will be, like in a while. Right now, we still got controllers and stuff like that, but I think one day we will. It's just, we're so early in VR still. VR only really came out like, what, 5 years ago? Give it like another 10 years and it'll be totally different, unrecognizable. I don't know if we're going to get holodeck style, but I think it should be much, much deeper. The VR chat camera doesn't work for Quest. Is that true? Huh. I had no idea. I've always used like the Index or the HTC Vive or whatever, so I didn't know that. You posted in hobby chat in case anybody wants to make it. That's a great idea. Thank you, Gino. Thank you. Fewer parts that can wear and cause drifts, so they don't have to make contact. Yeah, so that's what I was told about Hall sensors, is that because it's not like a scratching against a graphite surface or whatever, it won't wear out and have drift over time. You're on Quest and it works. I would be surprised to find out that you couldn't take photos in a Quest, because maybe if it's not hooked up to a computer, I don't know. Digital audio cable to translate online, it comes out boggled when you use ASL. Oh. One of my biggest complaints about VR chat actually is like that the audio codec is bad. So like whenever you're talking to somebody, there's always lag. There's like 3 seconds of lag between like when you finish what you're saying and what they say. And so everybody's always talking over top of each other. I wish that was different. Technically, VR is at least as old as Nintendo Virtual Boy. Okay, well, sure. But I mean like modern VR, basically. I really don't think that like VR became like a big thing until like 2 years ago, to be honest. Like it's there, but like not a lot of people were using it until like 2 years ago. Have I tried any of the alternatives? No. I'm not super savvy at this stuff. It's hard enough for me to get my stuff in here. And like, if I ever tried to migrate to like Neos or something like that, I feel like I would lose things like the Clam Club. And you know, I don't have the know-how to move this into a different world, and that would mean a lot to me. So I don't know that, I don't know. It's not something that I really care about. Your translator comes out sustained, and part of the beginning is what's translated is cut off. Oh, yeah, that's a big pain. That's not great. Exactly. The pandemic put everybody at home, and then VR just like went crazy, especially VR chat. Like, did you guys know that technically the biggest furry con ever of all time was Furality this last time? I don't remember the exact user base, but they said like they had more people than like MFF or AC. That's unreal. It was like 25,000 people or something crazy, right? I am Blue Major. Welcome to the Clan Club. Thanks for showing on by. Welcome. Neos is pretty approachable, but it's a different experience. I know you have to like code your own stuff in or whatever. Yeah, like over 15,000. That's like unbelievable. Yeah, Flay, I guess you would know. Like, I bet the next Virality is going to be like 20,000 plus people. For sure. Because, like, people are seeing it. People are tweeting about it. Especially, like, the Luma stuff. Oh, my God. I love Luma so much. I can't wait for next Virality. It's so fun. I'm doing great. Yeah, hi. Thank you. Thanks for the follow. You'd love to go to Virality one day in the future, even as a desktop user. Honestly, even as a desktop user, it's worth it. Just like, it's so good. Like, I can't explain how much it like feels like a con now. It really does. Like, you're there and like you see so much different. Like, it's like being on another planet, and it's like, it's so surreal. This last time I went, I canceled streams that weekend just so I could spend more time in freaking Virality. Next time that there's a Virality, I'm actually just going to cancel streams again and I'm going to spend all weekend there. And I'm hoping maybe this time I won't be in a freaking hockey tournament. The event is only for PC. No, you can be on PC, Quest, whatever you want. You can join in any way, shape, or you want for Virality. I love Virality. It's so good. For an online con, because you don't have to smell other furries. To be fair, if everybody was actually an animal and I could actually like pet them, maybe I wouldn't mind smelling them so much. Yeah, I don't really like to stream cons because then it's like it's taking away from my private time with my friends and stuff like that. And I can't really control or what other people are putting on stream. And I've always felt uncomfortable being in public spaces and streaming it because I'm forcing people to be live on a platform they didn't choose to be alive on. And so it seems non-consensual a little bit, and that makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? When will this be? You're new to VR chat? We don't know what the dates for the next Virality are, to be honest. Only the Virality staff do, but yeah. Yeah, I try to be respectful like that. Like, early on when I started streaming, I was really uncomfortable with the concept of, like, just inviting people that are non-streamers onto my stream, just because, like, I'm like, well, you're not a content creator, and it's not that I'm, like, it's not for clout, it's that you didn't sign up for this, right? Like, you didn't choose to put yourself out there, and so I'm a little hesitant to make you perform to people, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's my reasoning for it. That's all. And the other reason, the other half of that, is that when I'm at the con, I really just want to spend time with my friends and just experience it. So, yeah. I'm really excited for MFF this year as well. I'm excited to go there. I will be at MFF this year. I got a room, so I will be there, yeah. It isn't the same type of experience. It feels similar, but honestly, like, it is incredible to even, like, I have so many memories of Virality Aqua. Oh my gosh. So good. It's the first Virality you got to witness because so many people were streaming the event. You were multitasking like mad for the streams. Yeah, for sure. If you can get in and you can play in Virality, the next one should be, like, really amazing too, and I'm excited to go to it. If you see me there, are you all right to say hi? Yeah, please do. I will be in fursuit, !fursuit, if you want to check out what that looks like. And if you see me in fursuit, please feel free to come say hi to me. I'm happy to give hugs. Ooh, whatever you're cooking is pungent, babe. I'm happy to give hugs. I'm happy to talk. I will be giving stickers away. So I'll have some stuff to give away at the con. So there's a couple stickers I've got. So feel free, come find me. Come say hi. Tell Puck I said hi. React says hi. But yeah, it should be time. Hi, Icy Tiger. You'd love to go to the next Virality, but anxiety sucks. Again, it's like you can just go there and you don't even have to, like, be around people. Just go you can just go on VR and just wander around, like, the dealer's den and see this stuff and just, like, sit quietly while some panels are going on, watch some concerts. You never know. What is Puck cooking is one of the favorite parts of the stream. Hey, babe, what are you cooking? Garlic caper chicken linguine. MFF is a great time. It is a little hectic. The one thing about MFF that I think is a little stressful is just that, like, there's so many people that I, like, want to get to know and talk to. And, like, I only have so much time. Like, there's 5 days. And 5 days is barely enough time for me to spend with one person, let alone 15,000 people. And so it's hard for me to, like, feel okay with the amount of time I spend with certain people. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'll spend an hour with a group, but then, like, I'm like, well, I haven't really spent a lot of time with you, but I have other people I want to see and I want to talk to them, and I feel pulled in so many different directions. Like, for example, Flay in chat. Flay is a good friend of mine, and I really want to spend time with Flay this con and that whole group of the dragons and stuff like that. And then there's, like, a bunch of friends, like the mods that I have and, like, other friends that I have from before I was streaming. You know, there's just so many people. I try not to make firm plans at cons, but there are specific people that I really want to spend time with. And yeah, Flay, you're one of those people. Yeah, tender flans. Only tender flans. But I really try, like, at cons specifically, to tell people, like, hey, just in advance, I'm not always going to be available. I don't make plans. If we don't connect, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that had to be the way it happened. You know, what can I do about it? There's, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Theros, if you're going to be there, I want to see you too.
Sync.
Come give me a
Panda
hug.
Boy Emil just raided with 4 viewers.
Aw,
Pause
Panda.
up for our raiders.
Guys, pause up for the Raiders. Put your beans in the air for the Raiders. Hello, Panda. Welcome on in. My name is Sync. I stream on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I stream VR Tuesdays, Simulator Saturday. Oh, excuse me. That garlic is really getting to me. Simulators on Saturdays and stories on Sundays. I'm also biochemist in real life. If that seems interesting to you, feel free to hit that follow button and stick around. Welcome on in. You're in the main hotel all weekend? I'm there too. I'm in the main hotel. With the Dragon group? Yeah, for sure. I'll be there. I'm really excited to meet all you guys. It has been a long time since I, like, hung out with the Dergs in real life. And I was, like, in Flay's room at MFF last year, and I don't even think I said hi to Flay. Wait, no, Flay. No, Flay, you were at the steak restaurant, right? I think we hung out at the steak restaurant, but I was mostly talking to Lysick and Fooster. You didn't go to Fogo. Okay, well, maybe I was at the bread thing. We went to dinner the first night. That's right. Yeah. But I don't think we talked much. This year we'll talk more. I'm going to pet your face. I'm warning you. I'm going to come there. I'm going to pet your face. Watch out. It's been a long while since you've been by my stream. Hi, Panda. Thank you for sharing your community with mine. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we're talking about MFF a little bit and cons in general. We started talking about, like, virality, and then we moved on to, like, real life cons and how excited we are for MFF and whatnot. So yeah, should be good. You were in the room for the parties? I actually wasn't invited to any of those parties. I didn't get invited to the pizza party. But yeah, I'm going to be there. I'll be in fursuit. I'm excited. I'm going to hang out with a lot of people. I'm hoping to get to know people that I wasn't able to get to know so well last year. And yeah, cons are pretty different. In general, I mean, like, I could talk about this for a while, but, like, since becoming a streamer, cons have become quite different. The people I hang out with are different. The people that know me is very different. It's just a very different experience. I used to go to hang out with specific people, and those people I still like to see, but now there's all these extra people that I get to see, like all of you guys that, like, come find me, and then I get to give things away to people, and people are excited to see me. Like, it's like I'm like this weird little mini celebrity, and I feel weird because I'm like, I'm just a person. Excuse me. It's not a pizza like that, you guys. Oh my god, shut up. It's a very different feeling. One of the weirdest things that ever happened to me, and it wasn't like a bad thing, I was just so surprised by it, was at BLFC, I was in an elevator with Webster, and I was just talking with Webster. I think we were on the way to get coffee or something like that. And then somebody turned around and was like, wait, are you Sync? And I was like, yes. And they were like, oh, I could tell from your voice that you were Sync. And I was like, oh, I never had that happen to me before. It's a very different feeling to have people, like, know me by my voice, know me from my internet personality, and, like, know things about me or whatever. And no, yeah, Flay was not the one making the con pizza. Don't worry, chat. That's a different thing. It's just a pizza. Just pizza. It's funny that you have to explain that now. Scout had that happen to him. That's really funny, yeah. It's like you're just, like, hanging out and somebody hears your voice and you're like, oh my god, it's Sync. Oh my god, it's Scout. It's really funny. That is a weird feeling. There's also a little bit of something where, like, I put a lot of myself online, right? So you guys have heard a lot about my life. You've heard my stories. I've told you things that happen in my life. I know what you guys know what I do for work. You guys know the city I live in. You know a lot about my life and, like, where I've come from and all this kind of stuff. And so it's a little one-sided because people will be like, oh, hey, do you remember this part of the stream or whatever? Or, like, they know me, right? Like, they know things about me, but I don't know anything about them. So I'm happy to see people, but it's like there's a one-sided amount of information being shared or whatever. How much does it cost to go to MFF? The reg is, I think, $60. Then you have to get a room. So, well, you don't have to get a room, but yeah. You know, I end up throwing the party in, like, the lobby somewhere. Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna do that. I have a room, but it's not a suite. But yeah, I guess we'll see who gets suites or whatever. I don't even know who got the suites. I haven't heard of anybody got a suite. I know multiple people that like run parties that didn't get sweets, so I don't even know if there's gonna be parties.
I'm gonna make a controversial statement. Deep dish pizza is overrated. There's
Whoa.
just too much cheese.
Noodles, you're gonna start a fight. Careful, careful. Thank you for the bits, Alex. Thank you. Is it weird that somebody walks up to you and talks like they know you? It was at first. I've gotten a little used to it now that I've been to a few more cons, but every time I go to a con, more and more people know who I am, right? So my last con, I only had about 4,000 followers on Twitch, I think. This was TFF. I had hit partner like 5 months prior. I think I was like 4,000 followers or something like that. Now we're almost at 8,000, and so it's almost twice the size. We're getting more viewers than ever. More people have seen me. So every time I go to a con, more and more people know who I am, right? And so it does get more intense every time. Yeah, it'll be a little rough, but we might just have to hang out in the lobbies or whatever. We'll see. But at least we'll see each other, you know? Yeah, Noodles with the hot takes, the hot takes. And they get more cute every stream? Oh, no. I will say the way I talk on stream is very different than when I started. Sometimes I go back and I talk about this on stream all the time and watch like some of my old clips. And I'm like, I don't even sound like me back then. It's crazy. Yeah, big room party in the 2-queen bedroom, exactly. You could still do that. I had one of the best parties I ever went to was this like Mexican party that I ended up in, where like it was a bunch of like Mexicans that were at the con, and they decided to like bring a bunch of like Mexican candy and tequila and stuff like that, and they threw a party in the room, and it was like so much fun. It was a blast. I'm not Mexican, but I was invited into the room. It was amazing. But no, Damien, it's not like the fans are scary. I love that there are fans, and I love that people they want to see me so much, and I love that I bring people's joy, like, you know what I mean? Like, that they're happy to see me. The one thing that I always feel sad about is that, like, sometimes after cons, people will be like, oh, Sync, I saw you at the con, but I was too scared to talk to you. And I'm like, don't be scared. I'm happy to say hi. You know, I may not have time to say, like, a lot, but I'm happy to say, like, hey, hi. Like, I'll give a hug. It's, you know what I mean? I don't mind. Especially in fursuit. If I'm in fursuit, I would just love to say, like, hi to anybody. I have time for you if I'm in fursuit. If I'm in fursuit, I have time for you. Don't fear me. I'm not scary. Yeah, with Mexican candy. It was really, really good. Just bring everybody to me. Please do. I have the most fun in fursuit when people recognize me and come say hi. When I'm in fursuit and nobody says hi, it's boring for me, right? I'm there. I'm not in fursuit. I'm in fursuit for fun, right? But I'm in fursuit for you guys. I don't get to see the fursuit. I'm wearing the fursuit, right? I want you guys to come enjoy the fursuit. Come hug me, touch my fursuit. You know what I mean? That's why it's there. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the con. It's going to be a good time. So, yeah. Pineapple on pizza is delicious, and so are jalapenos. Jalapenos are an S tier pizza topping for sure, for sure. I love jalapenos on pizza. One of my favorite pizzas lately has been like sausage, like Italian sausage, jalapenos and olives. So good, so good. Yeah, pet the otter or else I'll be sad. Exactly. It actually is. It sucks a lot when I'm out in fursuit and nobody says hi, because I'm like, oh man, I just want to like make people happy. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hug me or else I'll be sad. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I can smell that dinner is done, and I want to eat, so I'm probably gonna go. Yeah, hugs are good. If you haven't followed, definitely hit the follow button to stick around. We'll be here on Saturday. We'll be here on Sunday. Saturday's gonna be Subnautica. Sunday's gonna be Until Dawn. They're both gonna be great streams, lots of fun. Please come hang out, especially for the Until Dawn stream. I think Subnautica should be the finale of the game, and Until Dawn is just, it's a hilarious game. I think it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, get some of that garlic sauce. It smells so spicy. But for now, I will see you guys later. Let me see who we've got to raid here. Let me pull up the website, please. Do 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 do. Oh, hang on. Live? Who's live right now? Let's see. You know what? We haven't... Well, they're sleeping. Boop, 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 boop.
Thanks, Jake, for the gifted. Also, looks like I had my sub baby just in time for the raid.
Oh, Lucian. Lucian, I literally just saw that you're live. Did you just go live? Lucian, are you live right now? Or did you just end? What is going on? I saw that you were live and I was like, what's going on here? But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming by today. You're doing the same thing you are? Oh, no. Okay, you're ending. I'm ending too. But Lucian, thank you for the freaking 3 months of the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge. The Wi-Fi is always clean. Thank you so much. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to find somebody here. I feel like I'm raiding the same people over and over again is the problem. But I don't really have time to like find somebody else right now. So, you know what? Let's raid this person. I have a person. I'll send you guys over to a really cute otter. Trust me. I don't think I've ever raided this person before, but we're going to check them out. Okay. If somebody actually, I'll just really quickly post the bean raid message. You guys are going to get really quick free rudder time while I go over to my computer. That's the bean raid right there. Okay. Hit up with the bean raid when I go. Come check me out on Saturday. I will be there and I'll be happy to see you guys. Come hug me at the con and have a good night. Raid people who get no attention. That's what I'm going to do. I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Thank you for all the support and I'll see you later. Bye. You just joined? Hit that follow button and follow me. Follow me. Follow me. You won't. I dare you. I'll see you guys later. More streams on Saturday.